encouraging those faculties who are having the multidisciplinary expertise. If you are expert only in one field, it will be difficult. That is why you know that I did my law also in 2010, and that was my purpose, to have some diverse field. And I tell you and admit very frankly with you people that after doing my law, my writings improved. My experimentation in microbiology improved. You will ask that why and how. In law, you know that there are certain things that a person has a mind and an unbiased opinion, and he will see from all angles. He will have this possibility, this possibility, this quality. That is 50 possibilities or probabilities he will have. And out of these 50 probabilities, then he will start eliminating. And after elimination, he will come on 2 or 4. So that is the approach what I learned when I did my law. When I was the microbiology, biotechnology, environmental science, these are my 3 other areas, but these are all integrated. If we see that the environment alone will work, will not. If we see the origin of the life, evolution of the life, you can say it, or the origin of the earth, you can say it. If you think that only the physics or only the chemistry or only the life science has done, no. This was the multidisciplinary approach. The nature has the multidisciplinary approach. Nature used all the principles, physics, chemistry, biology, hydropower, every branch, everything. And when nature use all the knowledge, everything, then only it is able to create the beautiful things. Then it is only able to solve the problems. So the multidisciplinary approach at present is the requirement of the country, requirement of the industry, requirement of the universities, requirement of the research. That is the introductory part which I wanted to say. And now let me come just straightforward on my presentation. So welcome to Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology also. This is a campus, beautiful campus, I will say it, green, the building, and I joined this university in July 2018 and have already completed my 3-year terms. And at present, I am also the sectional president of the Environmental Science of Indian Science Congress. There also, I am going to speak on this multidisciplinary aspect of nature. So that many of the part, when I got an invitation from Sharda University, then I was thrilled to accept this topic. So now in NEP 2020, what is the challenge, and what and how it has been framed and decided? The many of the things during in NEP 2020, they have been focused on research also. And the most important, the beautiful thing is that they have made, or they have framed the NRF, National Research Foundation. So I will just see a few of the things, and then between the slides, I will be able to emphasize that what is the importance of the multidisciplinary approach. What is happening? This is not moving.
It is moving, sir.
Moving. Professor Garg, put
Yes,
it on, say, slideshow mode.
Slideshow mode, okay.
From beginning, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah, fine. Yes.
Okay, now it is visible. Okay. Okay, so the this, let me come. Vision of the NRF for multidisciplinary research. Actually, what the vision the NRF has taken, the vision that how the multidisciplinary approach can be catalyzed, can be facilitated, can be coordinated, and can grow in the institutions, higher education institutions. Because I am of very strong opinion that without research, the teaching and learning process cannot go. The research is meant for the creation of knowledge, and teaching and learning is for the dissemination of the knowledge. So any institution, any higher education institution or university, it will have the branding value on research itself. So for promotion of the research, this NEP 2020 has founded the NRF, and these are the objectives of the research NRF: to catalyze, facilitate, coordinate, seed, grow, and mentor the research in institutions. Now, this vision is very good, provided it is honestly and religiously implemented. National Research Foundation is one of the key recommendations of the National Education Policy 2020, and multidisciplinary research of social and national importance. What they say, that whatever the research now will go in country, this research should have a social and national importance. When you will see the project proposals, in all project proposals, they will ask that what the society will get, what the nation will get, because until 20th century, the most of the scientists, most of the people, they were focusing on the basic research, and the industrialization of the entire economy, it took place in 1970, and from 1970 onwards, the most of the applied research is going on. And very unfortunately, during the last 50 years, we have not much focused on the applied research, and that is the one very important drawback. This is that on 20th June 2019, Honorable the President of India, he made a joint sitting of the two houses of the Parliament, and he made a statement that research is being encouraged in higher educational institutions. To further strengthen this effort, it is proposed to establish a National Research Foundation. That is the first announcement which was made by Honorable President. And the second thing you can say that on 5th of July 2019, in the budget species, Honorable Finance Minister, she allocated some of the funds. And in this 2021, the funds of 50 crores has also been allocated to the NRF. But I have serious doubts. When the funds have been allotted, where these funds have gone? I have seen the website just last night, and to see that where the funds have been allotted, to whom the funds have been given, no. Still, we have been able to create NRF since last more than 2 years, and still during the 2 years, then nothing has been transferred to the state universities or central universities or private universities. And whatever the funds is going, still it is going, major chunk of the fund is still it is going to the central universities. And if you compare their output from the private universities or from state universities, you will find that nowhere they stand. In terms of the money, whatever we are spending, many of the people, they are saying that the JNU Delhi is doing wonders, and they have been able to get the A+, and they are having a good infrastructure. But you see that 760 students, 490 faculties, and every student is heavily funded. Every student, more than 3 lakhs rupees per student, the government is spending. So this much money on one hand at one university, and on the other hand, if you see the Sharda University, I know that you might be, it might be very difficult for you to get the funds. And very frankly, I admit on this platform, when I was in state university, I was a very good researcher. When I was submitting the project, it was being sanctioned to me, it was being taken with it. The day I joined the private university, I became a useless scientist. This is a very pathetic state of the thinking of the so-called people who are controlling the scientific or the research funds. India's currently picture, which I could see the data available from the international websites, there is steady decline over the last decade, dropping from 0.84% in 2008 to 0.69% in 2018. So when your investment is going decline from 2008 to 2018. Okay. And after the 2018, due to the corona and due to the so many things, the data are not available, or the Sarkar is not releasing, or the most of the funds they have been diverted to this thing or that thing. This is not a right platform for that. So this declining nature is revealing that still the country is not ready to do the multidisciplinary research. In 2018, research and investment as a proportion of the GDP was 2.8% in United States, 2.1% in China, 4.3% in Israel, and 4.2% in South Korea. And in India, it is 0.2%. So now the question is that when the government is saying that the 6% of the GDP we will spend on the national education, but have we allocated this much amount of the funds? Not yet. So when we compare, or when we want to compare this multidisciplinary research from the Western countries or from the higher countries, or those who are performing well, then it is difficult because our country is not having that type of the culture. We are not promoting that type of the culture, and everything has been transferred to the private universities or to the private sector, and they are expecting that the private universities should do wonders in the research. The number of the researchers per lakh of the population, only 15 in India. It is very pathetic stage compared to 111 in China, 423 in US, and 825 in Israel, as per the economic survey of 2016-17. This extremely small number of the researchers, still it is doing wonderful work. And you will find that at present, only 1% of the 45,000 higher education institutions in India, they are engaged in research. And the many of the institute, they are not engaged in research. So India needs to focus on these higher education institutions and best teachers in the higher education institutions for imparting the skills and to create. Now, I come on that still with the only 15 teachers per lakh population, or 15 researchers per lakh population, India lags behind other nations in the number of patents. Number of patents, according to World Intellectual Property Organization 217 reports, as many as 13,81,584 patents were filed. China filed 6 lakhs by USA, and India only 46,582, of which 68% were from NRI who are working abroad. So you can see that the contribution of India is much, much less. But that lesser contribution is because we are having only 15 researchers per lakh of the population. Number of publications. In number of publications, India is doing better, somewhat better than the other countries. And you will find that the India's share in scientific publications is 3.1% in 2019. It has grown up to 4.4% in 2013 and 4.8% in 2016. And however, the other countries, they have performed much better. But still, you will find that in spite of the fact that we are spending much less on the research, our research facilities or the researchers, they are doing wonderful job. Now I come to the right topic, that is a thrust areas of the multidisciplinary research at the national level. What have been identified by NRF? The NRF has identified access to clean drinking water for poor people, sanitation, quality education, and healthcare to all citizens. Now, this particular part, do you think that we need to do the research here? No. All the basic principles, all the basic things, they are already known. Only is the management. Only the management part, implementation part. That is the basic principles for access to clean water, water for the poor people, sanitation, quality education, they are all known. So the NRF we have formed, and we are thinking that the NRF will give us the multidisciplinary research approach, The NRF is meant for the for the social welfare. Okay, I do agree. And this research facility, do you think that any of the university will submit the project that how the drinking clay, this is for the government? So the NRF, much of the fund of the NRF will be utilized by the government system itself. Social equality and elimination of poverty. Again, you can frame some of the research projects you can frame in this particular area, that how the poverty can be eliminated. Here, there may be some. Improve transportation and sustainable infrastructure. This is another mandate of the NRF. Air quality and clean energy, healthy air, healthy water, healthy soil. These are the three most important criteria for the multidisciplinary research. If you are having the air quality good, healthy air, healthy water, and healthy soil, then much of the problems of the country can be solved. And many of the projects, they can be all agriculture related project will come in the healthy soil and healthy water and healthy air too. The medical projects, they will also come in the pollution project, will also come in the healthy air. So they have broadly identified certain areas, and these areas are having the much multidisciplinary approach. That is, the engineer can also work here, microbiologist can also work here, biologist can also work, physicist, chemist, and all types of the people, they can work and they can submit the projects. Reversing climate change. This is the another area of the thrust area which has been identified by the country NRF, and the negative impact on agriculture and human life, because this is the most important thing. You will find the greenhouse gas and warm climate conditions, changing climate conditions, and this all these infectious diseases due to the changed climatic conditions and due to the disease and several things, because this is such a wide aspect which has been designed and drafted by the experts committees, that many of the projects which we want to do, they will fit in either of the topic. And so we have to design such type of the projects which can utilize our expertise, whatever is available in our universities, and they should be fit into these thrust areas which have been identified by the National Research Foundation. Here, this is for the first time understanding of the social science and the humanities and the various socio-cultural dimensions of the nature. This is for the first time when it has been identified as a thrust area. Otherwise, most of the time you will, if you see the past science policies or research policies of the country, you will find that the most of the funds, they were allocated to the scientific research only, and the humanities and social and the cultural research activities, they were not being focused. As far as this thing is concerned, this is a great vision, good vision, provided it is rightly, honestly, religiously implemented. Other impediments, which lack of integrated planning. What are the impediments that that we are not able to compete, and what we need for the multidisciplinary research? Lack of the integrated planning and coordination, lack of research culture in the country, lack of emphasis on creativity and creative thinking in higher education institutions. Although now the NEP 2020 it is emphasizing that the creative thinking, creative learning, and all these things will be included. But if you will see that these ideas, they have been put from the very beginning, from the 8th class itself. But again, the question will be that will be able to rightly promote and will be able to rightly provide the facilities at the lower level. We are talking about the rights of education or equal, but I'm talking about the rights of equal quality of education. Are we able to provide the equal quality of education to the all? So lack of motivation for the good researchers, this is another important thing. Lack of support for the private institutions, lack of support for the industries, from the industries. These are some of the points which are necessary to be addressed for the multidisciplinary approach which we want to apply and which we want to enforce in the universities. I will come on the later that how we can cope with these things. Objectives of NRF, these are the objectives. Competitive fund, competitive peer reviewed. They say that we will invite the research proposals, and we will peer review all the grant proposals of the individuals, group institutions, and across all disciplines. This is one thing. That they say that the group of institutions. This is one thing very, very important. And here I would like to invite the attention of the Sharda University that if you want to collaborate with Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology in microbiology, biotechnology, and agriculture science, where we are doing the excellent work, you are most welcome. And when we will submit the project under the multi-institution level, then at the multi-institution level, it will come under the priority areas of the objective of the suppose for example, I'm working on the gut microbiome, or in Sharda University, somebody is working related to that same. So we have to develop such type of the culture that the inter-institutional collaboration will facilitate fetching the funds and will also facilitate the promotion of the research. And it will also allow the interaction between the faculties and the faculties which are having the expertise at Sharda University can provide the expertise at Shobhit Institute of Engineering and Technology, Shobhit University, and the faculty. So that is the interaction is must. When I got the invitation from your university, I was happy that okay, the Sharda University it is coming to collaborate with the other universities. So collaboration is collaboration between the university. But now what we are finding here, that the private to private universities will be it will be easy to collaborate, or the private universities will be easy to collaborate with the industries. Now what is happening, that when we want to promote the multidisciplinary research, then the collaboration between the industries, between the universities is a must. And for that, it is our voluntary, but the government should also come out. Government should come out, and government should facilitate. Government should make it mandatory. For example, when I was in Liverpool doing the research in 93, 94 as a visiting scientist under the Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship. So my professor said that, Dr. Garg, you will be working on the pulp and paper industry. I said, okay, fine. So he first asked me that first you go and spend full 1 week in the pulp and paper industry. I went there in the pulp and paper industry, and I stayed there in their guest house for 1 week. They showed me everything. They allowed me the interaction with all the people. And then I also interacted, and I also gave them my idea that how we want to improve the pulp conditions using the enzymes, pre-bleaching enzymes. They were happy. They were very, very glad. And immediately after 1 month, they accepted our proposal, and they also gave the fund to the department. And then after doing my Commonwealth Academic Staff Fellowship, finishing my fellowship term, I continued with the industrial fund. So that is that type of the culture we need to develop. For that, now, for example, I have also proposed, and I have also advocated when there was a conference of the vice chancellors when the NEP 2020 was being discussed, and then I had advocated that the government has to come out. Government has to facilitate. It should be a mandatory part for the industry to have an exchange of the academic faculty for at least for 1 month in a year. The faculty from the institution, faculty from the university, faculty from the higher education institution should spend at least 1 month or 15 days or 1 week at the industry. And the industrial person should also visit the higher education institution and should interact with the faculty and the research scholars and the students and all this. So then the culture will be developed. Or for example, I say one more by example. For example, the food industries, all the food industries, they are having their R&D. Now the industries, it should be made mandatory that the CSR fund, whatever the CSR fund is, this CSR fund should be invested in the research in collaboration with the universities, so that there will be a double check. There is a one research going on in the industry, and the similar type of the research work or some change is going in the university. So both will exchange their part, both will exchange their results, and the both will facilitate, both will get the benefit of this. So such type of the culture is required to be developed. And when this type of the culture will be developed developed in any of the institution, in any of the industry, then only the multidisciplinary research will be beneficial. So the fund, research infrastructure, computing facilities, all these things, these are the various objectives of the NRF. I will not go into the detail, because this is not a part of this topic. Our topic is multidisciplinary research. But for multidisciplinary research, we will have to collaborate either with the other institutions or with the industries at national level or even at the international level. And we will have to see the programs of each other. We will have to see, no university or no institution can say that they are having the expert of all fields. Every institution is having certain strong points. So we should collaborate between these strong points. Maybe that Sharda University and Shobit University are having 60 points in common, and 40 points we differ. Okay, we will not talk about the 40 points. We will talk only on those 60 points where we have the consent. So we should try to develop such type of things. Similarly, in your university, there are 10-20 departments. So the 20 departments, they should have a culture to interact with each other. And because you are having the medical college also, so medical people, they should come out with their problem, that we are facing this problem, and they should discuss with the engineers, biologists, life scientists, social people, psychologist people, and all these people. There should be a day devoted in the university, that on Friday or Saturday afternoon there will be an interactive session where all the research minded people, because you cannot compel a person to do the research. This is voluntary. This depend upon the brain, this depend upon the IQ, this depend upon the interest. So those people should be identified, and those people should be allowed, should be facilitated to interact with each other. There should be one day, maybe 3-4 hours or maybe whole day, when the faculty should interact, when the faculty should share their problems, what they are facing in their professional life, in their teaching or learning life, and then the others should find out the solutions. And that will bring the solution. When I was in Germany, then in Germany there was a system that at 4 o'clock there was a wissenschaftliche coffee, that is the research coffee. And on that research coffee, from 4 to 5, for 1 hour, everybody was supposed to discuss only about the research. Director was sitting, professors were sitting, everyone was sitting, and we were having a very strong group of more than 60 researchers. So out of the 60 researchers, they were having the short groups of the 8 to 10 faculties. They were having the mandate that this department will work on this particular day. What is happening in India? It is happening, but I feel that suppose my department, I am having the 5 or 6 faculties. So the one faculty will be doing on other type of topic research, other will be doing, everybody will have his own. And not only that, we will change the topic as the research scholar will come. I am a person, suppose I am working on the gut microbiome. So if somebody comes that, no, I am not interested in gut microbiome and I would like to work on pollution. Okay, I will say, okay, come on. I will give you the problem of pollution. That is the wrong. Because I cannot be an expert in that particular field. So we should identify the core areas. If you go back to before 1970, what was the type of the institutions or universities in India? the most of the universities, they were having the mandate. They were having the excellent, some of the departments, they were, for example, Meerut College, Meerut. It was excellent in School of Morphology. And microbiology, it was excellent in Chennai. Delhi University Botany Department was excellent in embryology. JNU Life Sciences Department was having the School of Ecology. BHU was having the ecology. So at that time, what was the culture that some of the schools were developed? They were specialized centers, and these specialized centers were doing the such type of the good research. But now the individualism which has come, which has entered, unfortunately, which has entered in the higher education, it is spoiling the culture, the individual type of the research. So we should identify first, focus that certain area of the research. For example, Shobit University decide that we will work on gut microbiome alone. Last time, Honorable Prime Minister had identified 20 scientists from all over the world, Indian scientists who were working on the gut microbiome. On 17th October 2020, there was a summit, Vaibhav Summit, and in Vaibhav Summit, that I was also selected as one of the expert of the gut microbiome. So we have identified that, okay, culture part I will do, the patient part, the AIIMS Rishikesh will do, and our counterpart will do the genomics. So then we will be able to collaborate, and we will be able to find out the solution to a problem. To find out a solution of the problem, single researcher cannot. And we will have to focus from all angles. That is required. And for that, we should develop such type of the culture that we should collaborate with the different institutions. We should collaborate with the different departments, different subjects experts of our own institution, with the industries at national and international level alone. Then only the things will improve. Now the funding, seeding, and all these things, the NRF is having a much more vision, or the wide vision they are having, that NRF will competitively fund research in all disciplines. Example, medicine, physics, sustainable farming, artificial intelligence, nanoscience, education, sociology, archaeology, all these branches, they have been developed and they have been identified. So in such type of the branches, we should try to collaborate, and we should try to prepare. I will come because the time is running short, so I will have to go quick. NRF, through the president, they are also giving that this clean water, sanitation, clean energy, doubling of the farmers' income, digital India. These are the main mandates. So this can be focused. Researchers from all public and private non-profit education, as I have been discussing, they should work together. Other funding agencies, or not only the NRF, DST, DAE, DBT, ICR, several funding agencies. Even at the international level, you will find large number of funding agencies which are able to give you the funds. But the international funding agencies, they will require the FCNR from you. So the private universities and the DSIR registration also. So these things can be done, and we should fetch the grants from the. But these international funding agencies, you know that they are having their own agenda. They give the funds on the selected topics, and they provide those funds on selected topics only to those institutions which are doing excellent work or excel in that particular thing. Calls for the research proposal, although the NRF says, but during years, not seen. So this is but still many of the people have not been identified. I know that the Indian language knowledge system has not been identified from health sector. It has not been identified from agriculture. So still the research directorate, which was supposed to be created, it has not still become functional. Now this is the slide where I would like to focus more. That what we should do. as a to develop the culture. First, I am of the opinion that first we should identify a competent person who should be designated as the dean research. He should have the for the research itself, because now such a vast knowledge and information and all these things are existing now. Every time what you will find that they will issue the proposal and they will give you only the 1 week time to feed everything online. Now, thanks to Corona, that the Corona has made us all online. Everything now, I am also talking with you people online. Had this been a lecture 2 years ago, then you would have called me in the Sharda University and I would have one-to-one interacted. So first we will have to identify a dean research or director research, whatever the terminology the institution want. And this person should be able to liaise with the NRF and the other funding agencies, because all funding agencies are having their thrust areas. Without money, the research cannot be done. And if you think particularly for the private universities, because private universities, they are run and only with the funds, and all these funds we get from the students. Student fund, it comes for the teaching and learning. How much fund we can divert from the teaching and learning to the research? This is difficult. The government at one time say that there should be no hike in the fee. There should be this so many. You pay this much amount to the BCI for the recognition. You pay this much an amount to the AICT. You pay this much an amount to this. So many expenses, and all these they go to the student fee. And on that you say that you carve the fund from the teaching learning to the research also. This is difficult. So the private universities should be specially funded and by the government, at least for the infrastructure, at least for the research equipment, because many of the equipments, they are very expensive. So these equipments should be supported and should be supplied by the government. And maybe now if you see how many are the central laboratories. If in UP I find, then there is one CSIR lab in Lucknow. CDRI, CIMAP, both labs are in Lucknow. Why not in Noida, or why not in Meerut, or why not in this or that place? Why only at the selected place? And if you want to go to the Delhi or the Delhi Central Lab, the government, they will not allow many times to the private universities to utilize their expertise or utilize their infrastructure. So there should be the central infrastructure facilities, which should be at if not at district level, at least at the commissary level. And if you want a good research, then at least at every district level, there should be a central lab funded by the government, where all the people, irrespective of their status, that is private or government or anything, they should be able to do the work. They should be able to utilize those facilities. So this dean should be able to identify the priority areas, thrust areas, and the research cell should be established with the educate facilities. Educate facility, that is the administrative facilities, I mean to say here. Identify the competent faculty members to prepare as per the needs. Because now what is happening, if you submit a proposal of the research, then they will ask you first thing that what is your competence, how much work you have done, how many research papers you have published, how much facilities you have. So this is a long-term planning. We will have to identify the priority areas. We will have to identify our priority areas in our university. And we will have to identify the faculties, and these faculties should be facilitated, encouraged, and supported. And identify these competent faculty members, and they should be given the seed money to do some research. so that they can generate some amount of data, some amount of information, so that they can, while they are submitting the project, they can show that yes, we are having some expertise and we will be able to complete it. We will be able to complete this. They should be the project proposal should be sound with the multiple faculties and multiple disciplinary approach, and it should be thoroughly discussed with the experts also. Encourage the faculty for engagement of research by way of monetary benefit or by reducing the teaching workload or by flexibility of the workload, whatever is the policy of the institute. Because without giving this type of the flexibility, it is difficult to promote the research. Because if everyone is having the family, from 9 to 5 we work, and after 5 o'clock only those people are able to work who are having less family responsibility. For example, my family responsibilities are over, so I can work for 9 up to 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or something like that. Or even when I was doing my research, I was working up to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock in the night. So the research is something which is done with the free mind, with the peaceful mind. They should be allowed and they should be given the freedom. When I was the head department of microbiology, my research scholars were having the one key bunch of the key of the entire department, and the department used to open throughout the night. Whosoever wants to work in, for example, life science, many times such experiments are that every 3 hours you have to take the reading. Every hour you have to take the reading for 24 hours, 48 hours, for 72 hours continuously. So such type of the people, then you have to identify. So you have to decide the thing, and there should be plenty of flexibility. There should be plenty of flexibility. I know one thing. When I was a national fellow at Delhi University in botany department in 1985, then what happened that one of the scientists was working on the watermelons. He was supposed to isolate the antioxidants from the watermelon. So he purchased 10-20 watermelons and he submitted the bill to the university. And the account section made an objection. कि ये 10-20 आपने 10 watermelon आपने क्यों खरीद लिया और क्या करा इसका? But then he had to write a one page note. That scientists. So scientists, they need to be given the flexibility. They need to be trusted. They need to be, such type of the culture need to be developed. I remember that when I joined CCS University, and so alcohol ka permit hum lete hain na, excise duty free, state government wali universities ko mil jata hai, but I think that the private universities are deprived even from that. That private universities, so everything they will have to give the tax, they will have to give excise duty, everything. Now, what happened that we had to purchase this alcohol from this Dorala industry, and I asked my lab assistant that you go there and hire a tempo and then take the alcohol drum in the tempo. So there is a long queue, and first you will hire that they hire the tempo, so the tempo remain for about 6-7 hours with him. So the account section put an objection that you were having the vehicle from the university. Why did you not take the university vehicle? And why did you hire this? So at that time, I remember that it was the bill for the 180 rupees. So instead of replying to that, I pinned up 180 rupees in the objection, and I sent it back. This 180 rupees from my pocket, and you return the bill to me. So that type of the objection, that type of the mentality of the people that need to be thrashed out. So such type of the culture is to be developed in the institutions, whether they are the state or central university. I gave you the example of the central university and the state university and private university. When I was in JNU Jaipur, I was having full flexibility. You do it, whatever is sanctioned, whatever is done, nobody is going to ask. Nobody is going to question it. So the we are having the one advantage that we have the flexibility also. We are having so many things. Provided if we plan and if we execute rightly, strategically, we can do much better research than the state and the central universities. The only thing is that we have to implement the policy. We need the encouragement and facilitation from the government also. The faculties, they should facilitate multidisciplinary seminar and discussions, and they should be also allowed to for attending and participation in the national and international seminars, conferences, by way of funds or by way of some partial support, and then the discussion. So I think that this was my last slide. Thank you very much. This is my perception that how the private universities or how the central or state government universities can do better multidisciplinary research by identifying the core areas, by identifying the faculties, by having the one-to-one greater and greater interaction and flexibility and encouragement and motivation, and the culture will be developed. It depends upon the organization. It depends upon the vision of the organization. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to interact with people. And I hope that I have maintained my time. Time management is very important for any researcher. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Anybody in the or participants who has something to add or ask a question?
I wrote in several languages to give you the answer that the multidisciplinary approach. and the word is only thank you, but in all the languages, most of the scientific languages where you will find the research.
You can stop sharing, sir. So you may please stop sharing, sir.
Yes,
I think he's done it, sir.
Yeah, done.
Stop sharing.
Okay.
So
No, sir.
if there are any interactive session, then it will be my pleasure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think people are coming up with questions.
Pallavi, if there is no question in chat box, we will
Yes, sir.
conclude it because we still have 3 more sessions
Yeah.
today.
R.N. Saha, sir, also is ready to join, sir, from
Okay.
BITS Pilani.
Okay, so let me give a vote of thanks to him
Yeah,
Sure,
that's
sir.
better. Yes, sir.
with the permission of Pallavi.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Thank you, Garg, sir, for a very, very interesting and a very informative presentation. So you've almost given us a roadmap how we can create a multidisciplinary research culture in the university, how important it is to identify a dean research, which we have here. Also encourage the competent faculties, give them seat money, how we can help them to prepare sound project proposals and facilitate multidisciplinary seminars, discussions, and interactions. So a lot to learn and a great road to go ahead with. So thank you so much, sir. May I please request Arora sir to propose?
Yeah, Pallavi madam, just
Yes,
before our Vijay Arora sir, propose vote of thanks, let us welcome Professor R.N. Saha ji from BITS Pilani campus. Namaskar ji. I think he is on mute. Okay. Now, Vijay sir, please, sir.
Okay. Professor Garg,
Yes.
I can understand your pains that amount that you have to pay from your pocket. I still have because
Actually,
I studied. I understand.
What happened after that?
Yeah.
It was for the first time when my bill was objective in 1985. Until I served 2016, my no bill was objected. And the finance officer came to my room. And
you were lucky about that. You were lucky because in the state universities, the audit department
Yes.
So I am product of a state university, Pantnagar. You might have heard.
Yes.
GV
Okay,
Pant University. And I was vice chancellor of Kumaon University,
B.N.
Nainital.
Johari is a very good friend of mine there.
Yeah, B.N. Johari was
Krishna
there.
Narayan Johari. We were
Yeah.
together in Germany.
He was my colleague there.
Yes.
So I still remember that once that external examiner came in Pantnagar,
Yes.
and by mistake, the 7 or 8 rupees,
Yes.
because the scientists draw the advance,
Hmm.
paid the TA bill, and that 7 or 8 rupees extra were paid to him. So then it was running. By the way, committee was formed by the vice chancellor, and I was chairing that committee.
Hmm.
When it came to me, so I asked the accounts people, how many rupees you have spent on the correspondence?
Hmm.
Sending, because all letters were sent through registered post. So they calculated it was say around 150 rupees or less than 10 rupees.
Yes.
So what I say that the account people, I gave that 7 rupees, you credit to your account, close this bill, and stop the humiliation of the faculty.
Yes.
And because it's the humiliating for the university also. You are writing to that expert outside for this petty money. And I strongly wrote that the vice chancellor should take exception to it. Such a petty matter, you are constituting a committee,
That is
consider senior professors.
wastage of time, energy, and this is something ridiculous.
Right.
मैं तो आपको
So,
दूसरे एक
Such
example-
ridiculous things happens because the accounts people, they are very strong in the state university. Because the controller, they come from the government.
नहीं, नहीं, हम लोग दरअसल कैसी कल्चर में रहे नहीं डॉक्टर साहब। मैं तो आपको बताता हूँ, मैं तो जब रिसर्च कर रहा था तो मुझे स्कॉलरशिप थी, फेलोशिप थी। माई सुपरवाइजर मेरे जैसे ड्रॉज होती तो ड्रॉज में मैं टिकट रखे रहते थे स्टाफ। 1975 में तो आपको रिसर्च पेपर भी मंगाना पड़ता था ड्रॉज में। तो मेरे सुपरवाइजर जैसे कभी मेरे ड्रॉज में से टिकट ले लेते थे तो उतने पैसे डाल देते थे वहां।
Anyhow.
It was the culture. तो मैं ऐसी कल्चर में रहा हूँ।
So Professor Garg, we were lucky that a scientist who has worked in the multidisciplinary environment and who is a person by heart that is a scientist. You are given the pains of the private universities, the difficulties that private universities experience in inculcating the research culture. So then you have given the tips how to handle all these things.
सबसे बड़ा पेन तो मुझे जब होता है, मैं अपने मेरे दोस्ती लोग जब मिलते हैं वहाँ प्रोजेक्ट में, तो वो कहते हैं कि भाई sorry we could not do it. I said that why you are saying sorry?
अब आपने सही कहा ना, जब तक आप गवर्नमेंट यूनिवर्सिटी में है, you are respected. और जब प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटी में आ गए तो आपको तो
Then I was a brilliant scientist. I was expert. I used
उसके बाद आप सेकंड रेट और थर्ड रेट हो गए।
मेरा मेंटल स्टेटस, जबकि नाउ अब मेरी जो वर्किंग है, अब मेरी वर्किंग पहले से ज्यादा है। नाउ मेरा जो वर्किंग आवर्स है अब स्टेट यूनिवर्सिटी से ज्यादा है, क्योंकि अब मेरा अभी भी मैं आई एम एबल टू गिव मच टाइम टू द रिसर्च।
Sir, so participants were lucky to have a researcher talking about the, say, creating the multidisciplinary culture in the universities. So thank you very much, Professor Garg.
Thank you, my pleasure. Sometimes we will meet one-to-one because
I belong to Meerut district, that's Sardhana. I may come there. Professor P.P. Singh, who was Vice Chancellor of your university.
Yes.
He introduced me to your say chancellor or the chairman, whatever you call, and I'm a good friend. You have put up the say photo also in your office about that. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. With these words, it was a wonderful say interaction that we had, and I take the opportunity of welcoming Professor R.N. Shah from BITS Pilani. Just unmute, sir. Professor Shah.
Sahaji, please unmute.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sir.
Good afternoon. We welcome you to Sharda University
Thank you.
event.
Sir, one sec.
And now I hand over to say Pallavi.
Yeah, Madam Pallavi ji, one sec.
Yes, sir.
Before this, Garg sir, if you wish, you can continue, sir. If you are free, you can continue participating in the session. Okay. Yeah, Pallavi madam. Now.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to welcome you, Professor Saha, to Sharda University. Thank you. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Dr. Ranendra Narayan Saha. He is a senior professor of pharmacy and acting vice chancellor of BITS Pilani, an institute of eminence declared by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. Professor Saha has been serving BITS Pilani for the last 35 years in various capacities and involved in teaching, research, and administration. Before being appointed as the director of BITS Pilani Dubai campus, he was the Dean of Faculty, Deputy Director Administration of BITS Pilani Pilani campus, Deputy Director Research and Educational Development of BITS Pilani University, and was driving research agenda for all the 4 campuses of BITS Pilani during 2010 to 14. Professor Saha has studied pharmacy in Jadavpur University, Kolkata. In 2011, he has been awarded with Shri B.K. Birla and Srimati Sarla Birla Chair Professorship at BITS Pilani for his contributions in teaching and research. In 2013, Professor Saha received Pharmacy Professional of the Year Award given by the Indian Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists and Technologists for his contributions in the field of pharmacy. Sir has also been the recipient of the Best Pharmacy Teacher Award for the year 2005, awarded by the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, in recognition of his contribution to teaching and research in the field of pharmacy. Professor Saha has successfully completed many projects funded by different industries and government funding agencies. He has transferred 7 product technologies to pharma industries. He has some patents to his credit. One controlled release product designed by Dr. Saha has been granted Indian patent and commercialized and launched to Indian market by IPCA Laboratories Limited, Mumbai, by the name of Zerodol CR and MoveOn CR. Presently, he has projects sponsored by pharmaceutical companies. He has already guided 26 doctoral students and currently supervising 5 candidates. Sir has guided more than 100 M-Pharma dissertation projects, published more than 100 papers in reputed national and international journals, and more than 100 papers presented in international and national conferences and symposiums. Professor Saha visited USA, Canada, UK, Sweden, China, to name a few countries, on invitation from various universities, industries, and associations to deliver deliberations and lectures. Sir has organized several national and international conferences, 1 international symposium on advanced drug delivery systems at Damascus, Syria, on invitation from the Arab Society of Science and Technology. Sir was an advisory board and selection committee member of a number of universities in India and abroad alike. Professor Saha also spoke as a panelist in various programs. Sir is also a member of scientific association and societies like Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Control Release Society of in USA, American Association of Pharmaceutical Scientists, American Chemical Society, and the Control Release Society, the Indian chapter. Thank you, sir. We welcome you to deliberate on the topic of institutional innovation and startup centers for the students.
Okay. Good afternoon to all of you. Dr. Pallavi, Dr. Pallavi, and Dr. Garg, Dr. Arora, and all other participants, all audience. It is a great honor for me to be invited for this special program and speak of entrepreneurship innovation, which is not my pharmacy field area, but it is something which I, as a part of the leadership team of BITS Pilani, we introduced in BITS Pilani, and whatever success we received or achieved, I'm trying to present that one. I'll share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Just the adjustment I have to do a little bit. Okay. You see, institute innovation and startup centers for the student, that is my title, you can say. Because this is a very, very important today. not only for the development of a university and the students, but also for the overall growth of the country or in the global picture. Why it is important, particularly for Indian country, if you see that today job creation is very, very important. So for that, today students have to understand whether they want to do job for others or they want to create job for the others. If you are working for the others, you have to follow certain guidelines of your employer. Your own identity has to be there, but not as you wish. But if you think of entrepreneurship, for which innovation is a very, very important, you can create a job for many, many people. And if really want to take the India forward and make it a leading country, it is a very, very important that students should be inducted into the innovation and entrepreneurship development at early stage. I will say the get opportunity.
Professor Saab, something problem with the audio system. In between your voice is missing.
Sir, I think he has a problem with his internet connectivity.
Connectivity issue, sir.
Oh, just a minute.
Yeah, now it's okay, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, sorry. Occasionally it may be.
Yeah.
Okay, what I was telling you that induction or introducing the students at the school level for the innovation is a very, very important. There are many examples also where at an early stage people develop and become CEO of the company also. I'll give you some examples. And basically what I am going to present today, some case study of Dubai campus, which I handled it, and then I'll come to the BITS Pilani as a whole. See, my whole objective or what I believe today, which I try to propagate which college or university I go, schools I go, that creating a proper environment of innovation and entrepreneurship is very much essential to make New India as a world leader. The creating a creative culture, I'm using intentionally twice the creative word.
Otherwise, you can switch off your video, sir, and just make the presentation.
Should I stop the video, sir?
Sarka video, I think.
I am stopping it, sir.
I think he will have to reconnect once, then it will become fine.
Yeah, he is not there.
Yes, he is reconnected.
Okay, and that's good. Yeah, now.
I'm
Unmute,
making.
sir.
Pallavi, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, if there is
Oh, I think.
connectivity issue, may I request you, you may switch off your video. I think it may become.
Okay, fine. I'll do
That's
that.
correct, yeah.
Okay.
Ah.
I have to reconnect. You cannot see the screen now. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. You'll have to reshare it.
Reshare, correct. Okay. This is the problem also. I don't know where is the problem. Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, sir. Nice and big.
Okay. What I was telling you, that why creative culture or innovation is important, how it can be achieved, and what can be achieved. I will try to present it, but in opposite direction, not that why, how, what, Rather, I'll go what we can achieve and how can we achieve and why it is required. Okay, I take the case of BITS Pilani Dubai campus, 2013 to 21. You have to understand, though BITS Pilani Dubai campus established in 2000, before Goa and Hyderabad campus, but it was established with a partnership of a company in Dubai who created the infrastructure, and BITS Pilani was providing the education there. That time it was basically worked as a engineering college, and the whole objective was to train students in BE program. Not much of research or innovation was taught. And about infrastructure, improvement, development, BITS Pilani did not play much role. The partner was doing it. But 2012, BITS Pilani felt it cannot be worked this way. If we wanted to develop BITS Pilani Dubai campus, it should be fully owned by BITS Pilani. And that is when the BITS Pilani took away from the partner by taking bank loan and paying the partner. BITS Pilani took over the full ownership of BITS Pilani Dubai campus, because by that time, UAE government permitted that the foreign partner can be fully owning any organization or institute in Dubai. So that is where the BITS Pilani thought that now BITS Pilani Dubai campus has to be given a bigger boost to develop as a part of BITS Pilani University. So I was assigned or requested to move to Dubai and lead the campus to integrate with Indian campuses, push the research, innovation, and entrepreneurship development. So whatever I am going to present that, it is during this period it happened, which will continue even I may not be there. What happened? See this company. You can type this company wrap up. It has been created by the 3 people, out of which 2 are from BITSian, who are 2016 graduate. Ayush Chori on the left and Rishabh Jalan on the right. They were the BITSians, along with an outside boy, Rami Salman. They created a company called Wrap Up. What is this mobile app? A meeting-based productivity app with intelligent voice recording that helps inside sales manager make better decisions, which minutes of the meeting can be created by the app. This is the Dubai campus-based startup Wrap Up, which has been acquired in 4 years by California-based Voicera company. And this Voicera company is a platform-based similar system, which is mother partner is the Cisco. Now you see the success of these people. By 4 years, their company, they sold it to the Cisco, and they have been appointed as CEO or ITO of the company taken over by Cisco. But this is only 2016 a result. These people are now in USA. They are working with the Voicera and developing further the product of Wrap Up, what they made it, and which is ultimately gaining the benefit for Cisco, which you very well know, Cisco is a network, top-ranked network company, and video meeting and other purposes that company is there. Then you see the latest unicorn. I think all of you know about the unicorn, the company, startup company, which when attains the valuation of billion or more, they called unicorn. This is the 8th unicorn of BITS alumni startup company in recent past. This Falcon X is created by a BITSian. This Falcon X is the latest unicorn from BITS Pilani's background, by BITS Pilani alumni, which is also the student studied in BITS Pilani, and the environment helped him to develop the company. Now, if you see what is the outcome, that's why I said first, these are the sum of the companies I'm telling you, which have been established by the BITS Pilani Dubai campus students. And some of these companies have been established when the student is in 2nd year. I was there, Navy Fly, Jura, Lancify, These are the companies which have been created when the student is second year, third year. They become CEO of the company for this. Today, 30 plus startup companies are there, which are located in UAE, India, or other places and created by BITS Pilani Dubai campus. This is what has been achieved. How it has been achieved is an important part. That's why I said I'll go backward. I'm showing the success, then I'll show how this success have been achieved. Creation and offering of courses to encourage students. So we started that first students to be made encouraged towards the entrepreneurship. How we do that? You cannot simply tell them, you create company. So we created many courses to attract the students to entrepreneurship innovation aspect. What are the courses? New Venture Creation NVC. It's a very, very popular course. I'll come one operation up for this course, then you understand how these courses are actually offered and operated to create an interest among the students. Another course, creating and leading entrepreneurial organization. Entrepreneurial finance, venture finance, strategy for entrepreneurs, venture team development and organization, design thinking for innovation and entrepreneurship, and many others. So these courses made the student interested. I tell you how courses are offered. The new venture creation course is offered cross-campus. That means students of BITS Pilani 4 campuses can join this course through video system. BITS Pilani has a Cisco telepresence facility for 150 capacity, fantastic advanced classroom where interaction with the students and faculty can happen. So course is a participation by students from all 4 campuses in a team mode. That means 2-3 students will make a team and participate in the course. Who will offer the course? BITS alumni or other successful. Are you able to hear me, Dr. Pallavi?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So who are teaching? BITS alumni successful startup or entrepreneurs, or non-BITS successful entrepreneurs, few faculty. All these people collectively teach the course, and to make the students interesting and competitive, they put a money on the course that there will be business model as a part of the course where they have to create a business model as a team, and the topper of the course will get that money to start a company. That is where the interest of the students have been grown with a specific outcome that they can even start a company. Those who are not winning or not becoming topper, still they have got a business idea which has been screened and monitored, advised by the experts, which help them to go for further in different other competition and get the money. What is next? Offering a minor in entrepreneurship. What does it mean? In a US university is there that along with your major, you can do a minor. So a BE mechanical, BE chemical, or any other students can take a minor where he has to do 5 courses of say 15 or 16 units. So he will get an additional certificate that I have done minor in finance, minor in entrepreneurship, several about 15 to 20 such minors are there. So one minor is entrepreneurship, which makes the students motivated. Establishing an innovation lab in BITS Pilani Dubai campus. This was my dreams project, you can say, where it is available 24 into accessible to any student. So hostel students can come and midnight can work whatever their idea is there. No faculty interference. Faculty is only as a catalyst. They are providing the proper guidance to them in the sense facilities. If they need a facilities, they will ask the faculty in charge. Faculty in charge will come to director. Director can create the facilities. So faculty is not intervening, but more of as a catalyst. Conducting innovation competition with prize money. I tell you, I approached 5 alumni in Dubai with the BITS alumni. I said, you have to give me 50,000 dirham. they contributed, which I put a prize money for a competition for the students. But the condition is they have to be a group with a business idea or a product, technological product, which can be commercialized. Use the expert from industries who evaluated and then ultimately awarded 5 prizes. The prize money they can utilize for creating the company. Conducting innovation competition with prize money. Connecting to successful alumni and professionals for mentoring such business ideas to the students. BITS Pilani has a plenty of entrepreneurs who voluntarily agreed that we will guide and mentor these students for their business idea, fine-tune their ideas so that they can go and establish the company. Creation of business incubation center for establishing the company. So we created a business incubation small for office facilities, meeting space, etc., so that students can occupy that at a very nominal charges and they can run their company from that, which was already there in Pilani, Goa, Hyderabad campuses, but we created it in Dubai campus also. And already some companies have been there. Showcasing the industry people, showcasing those outcomes to the industry people, venture capitalists, mentors or professionals who came forward, and those who are interested to take up, they asked the students that, okay, can you work it for me? I am interested to put the money in see the product. What other encouragement? That those who are interested for entrepreneurship at their program study, they can, if interested, they can take a semester off to fully devote to the startup company. Or in their final year, if they feel that they wanted to work on their startup company, their placement will be deferred. You know, we have a system. The final year, we arrange placement for the graduating students. But it told that those who are going for entrepreneurship, their placement will be deferred for 1 year. If they are interested, they can work for their startup company for 1.5 years. And if they by any chance they are not successful, they can come back to the campus. Campus will arrange again placement for them, though they have already graduated. These type of initiatives have helped. That is why how we encourage the students and got the result which I presented earlier. Then why? Obviously, at the beginning, I said that today a university cannot run without encouraging and motivating the students for entrepreneurship innovation. See, important point you have to understand why we run an university. Is it only awarding a degree? No, philosophy at BITS Pilani is not that. Degree is only a vehicle, but the main objective of BITS Pilani when we offer a program to students to make students economically strengthening them so that they become economically well established, their family become economically well established, country become economically well established by the development of the students. So if we encourage students for the entrepreneurship development, it helps students to achieve a economic strengthening for the family, for himself, for the country, for the globe. And by that process, institute name also become well known that, okay, the BITS Pilani has created so many startups, so many entrepreneurs. I'll share with some data. So with these objectives, between 2014 to 2021, taking those initiatives, BITS Pilani Dubai campus has become a hub of entrepreneurship, innovation. I tell you one more result. You must be knowing that Expo 2020 is happening in BITS Pilani in Dubai, though 1 year delayed. It is happening 2021 October to April 2022. This Expo organizers came to differ in university that funding to the students project. That means if the students submit a very good technology development project, which has a commercialization possibility, they will fund it up to 50,000 dirham, which is about 10 lakhs. 2 years in competition, they gave it. BITS Pilani Dubai students got the maximum number, first year 4, second year 3. No other university got 3 or 4, but BITS Pilani got 4 plus 3, 7, which indicates the idea of the BITS Pilani Dubai campus was very, very useful. And they executed the project in the innovation lab, which has been created there. That is the important part. Why? I'm coming to BITS Pilani. So BITS Pilani always believed in innovation, enterprise commitment to excellence, adherence to merit and transparency. That is the main philosophy of BITS Pilani, which still we are following at all the campuses of BITS Pilani. These are the Pilani campus where I am located now. And before moving to Dubai, 28 years I was in Pilani campus. Above is the Goa campus. Below is the Hyderabad campus. And next is the Dubai campus, where I spent 7.5 years and recently moved to Pilani again as a vice chancellor. What is the BITS Pilani differentiators? Faculty strength, faculty's ability, students' quality, alumni relations. We have a very strong relation, as you will see further. Research is important part for the innovation and entrepreneurship development. Earlier speaker was talking also. The research is a very, very important component. Ranking, programs, a highly viable and knowledge developing programs are important. BITS Pilani has a strong relationship with industries. How? Sorry. Incubation, work integrated learning program, where we run program for the industry personnel, placement with top industries, internationalization, and practice school, where students get chance to 7.5 months doing internship during his program, where he earns money from the company also. That is a special hallmark of BITS Pilani's any education program, that during the 4 years of program, he gets chance to spend in 2 parts, 2 months and final year 5.5 months to work in an industry where he is graduating. And because industries are getting benefit from the students, they pay a hefty amount of pocket allowance to all the students. What is the important part and achievement of BITS Pilani as a whole? The BITS Pilani is ranked number 3 in alumni startup with 700 plus in 10 years. This is not just I'm saying it, and that's why you have to believe. This has been reported by different organizations, which I'm coming to that. That happened because very early stage BITS Pilani thought of that innovation and entrepreneurship are very, very important for the overall growth of the students. This is the link I'm forwarding you, where it is read that way, an entrepreneur factory in the desert, how BITS Pilani is churning out startup founders. Today it is not only desert, because BITS Pilani mainly is Pilani, that's why it's a desert, but in Goa campus, which is in the very top notch, what is this I'll say, the tourist place in India. Goa, we have a campus. Hyderabad, which is the basically industry developed area, where there is a Hyderabad campus, and Dubai. All these 4 campuses are producing entrepreneurs. That's why they said it is a factory which produces the entrepreneurs over their study. What is the support to incubation? The various support which is provided are mentoring and coaching by faculty and mostly by the alumni or other alumni friends who are also successful entrepreneurs. We facilitate the students for IPR generation and helping them to get the patent for faculty and the students. We have a strategic guidance for business development through various competition, other things like BITS Pilani Conquest. Even this time, 2021 Conquest, I was presiding over the final day, that even that COVID period, they did everything virtually, but it was a fantastic successful, where many top company CEO have been the judges for evaluating the projects. Physical space to test and validate the ideas. So all campuses, any startup company are permitted to utilize the lab facilities or other facilities available in the campus or across the campus. So when I said that Dubai campus created business incubation center, the students not only getting the space for their company, but they can utilize any lab or other facilities available in the campus or across the other campuses. They can utilize that with a very, very nominal charge. That means they want to do a lab experiment, they can do it. They want to analyze some sample in strength or other things, they can do it. So that is physical place to test and validate ideas. Ideation and concept development. While they are developing, they can be helped also. And access to the seed funding. This is already available in Indian campuses. Dubai campus also, we are starting that with the money donated by the alumni. What does it mean? We get Indian campuses, I can tell you, Pilani, Goa and Hyderabad campuses. They get money from the DST and other government agencies where they give the money to seed funding of the startup companies. So the startup companies get 25 lakhs up to 25 lakhs of seed fund, depending on their proposal and need, and they can utilize that money to develop and start the business that way. So that is where the access to the seed funding is available for all these company people. Plus, as I mentioned, that continuous courses, minor and the extra time to them if they want to go for the deeply to the entrepreneurship development and startup, they can be allowed to drop a semester where they can come back and do the courses again. Only his duration may be a little bit extended. But I tell you, though it is a single digit, some of the students take that opportunity to work for the startup as they know that my degree program is there with me. I can complete it another 6 months. This is why I was telling the NBC, I'm showing the classroom, how it is conducted. The group-wise students are registered, not an individual. So they work on a business idea, which is initially, they have been taught by the industry people how to go for, how to demand for the money. There'll be a mock interaction with the venture capitalist, how you talk to the company and try to get the money. The evaluation is done not by the written test or paper-based examination, but rather business idea, how they are approaching the venture capitalist, convincing them, the venture capitalist or mock venture capitalist will evaluate how he has tried to, the student group has tried to convince venture capitalist for the money. So by this process, the various courses are offered. It is a totally different mode of operation of the courses. Similarly, creating and leading entrepreneurial organization, there's a lot of interaction happens with the company people, how to work for that. Now, when they graduate, many of these people rather don't go for the placement and they go for the startup companies. And few cases, I'll try to explain you how devoted the students become if the proper facility is provided. If you see the outcome today, 8 unicorns are there in BITS Pilani alumni of 4 campuses, which started this last 3 years. Big Basket, all of you know. I think this COVID period, I think everyone probably using Big Basket. It is created by one Bitsian, which is the unicorn now. Swiggy, you must be aware, Zomato, Swiggy. Swiggy is again created by BITS Pilani student. Postman, Crow, Combium Network, Akash, Falconex, of business. These are the 8 unicorns, that means whose valuations are more than $1 billion US. It is number 3 in the India in unicorns. 75 startups have been incubated or under incubation at this moment in 4 campuses. It is also number 3 in India in alumni startup with 700 plus startup companies created by BITS alumni in last 10 years. Overall, if I look, 7,400 plus alumni who are either startup founders or co-founders. That means some of them may be co-founders, joined with other people, Bitsian or non-Bitsian, and created the startup companies. TBI, the Technology Business Incubation, started in 2005 at Pilani. Then it was created in Goa, then Hyderabad, and recently it has been created in Dubai, which is already, I came to know that already 3 students created company and taken up the office there, and 2 more students and faculty are also under interaction to create company there. Different academic programs are there, minor and different courses. Then the competition I told, innovation competition in Dubai, Pilani Conquest, Goa similarly have, which is a business competition where they present their proposal, business idea, and then the judged by the different outside experts of startup companies, successful startup company CEO, and then the winners are declared who are given money to proceed for the business. Tinkering Lab or Innovation Lab, which I told it, all 4 campuses today have. The name may be different. In Dubai campus, I gave the name Innovation Lab, but Indian campuses, it is some places it's called Creative Lab, somewhere it's a Tinkering Lab, just to promote the students to go for innovation, whatever they want. There is no restriction. Whatever, because some as a teachers, I tell you, we have a big problem. Any new idea for younger people, we feel, oh, it is not good, it will not work. Because we feel we are better expert, we have a better judgment. Many times, if our children are coming with a new idea, as a father, we say, oh, it doesn't work. That is a natural. But we have created a system where the faculty will not judge, they will only act as a mentor or a catalyst. But they are not deciding whether it is a good or bad. Let student decide. If he fails, he will try something more. Some of the companies' names are there. I have written it already, but now some of the other results I'm showing you. These are the data published by Mint. Sometime back it was published. Numbers is changed now. But BITS you can see the total number of startup by the graduating student is that time is we are 3rd after IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. And if you see the Hurun Global Unicorn Index, it is mentioned 6, BITS, but today within last some months, 2 more have become unicorn. That's why I say that it is 8 for the BITS. This has not been achieved by a one day. I know how it has been achieved because I am with BITS in 1986. We know how it has been developed and encouraged, and today it is giving the results. Same thing I can see that how I have seen the development happen in Dubai campus. You can see some of the companies which you must have heard of it, but you may not be knowing that these are all BITSians. Only some of these things I put it here: SanDisk, Akamai, Infotech 3i, Huttonworks, Bharat Forge, Mindtree, Informatica, CMS, and many such companies are there, Hotmail. These are the various companies which have been established by BITSians, and many of them are successful. Many of these companies have been sold to the others also. I forgot the travel company which is Phanindranath created, which was given to Goa Vivo. It's a bus booking company. It is not coming in my memory. Okay. Big Basket, already I told you. Strand, New Generation Healthcare. Grey Orange, I want to tell you a story of Grey Orange success. Grey Orange, if you travel, anyone, if you travel from Delhi to, I'll say Jaipur or Rewari, when you cross Hero Honda Chowk, after Gurgaon, Rajiv Gandhi Chowk, then there's a Hero Honda Chowk. left side, you see a multi-storied building where top floor on the outside, that company name is written there. If you look to the left side from your car or bus, just at the crossing of Hironda Chowk, you will find a building with a gray-orange name. This is a robot company created by two Bitsians. I tell you the success story of this because I was very much their deputy director at that time. These boys were so dedicated to work on the robots. They spent night in the laboratory. I remember once about 9:30, I took some visitors to different laboratory. And when entered into the robotics laboratory, I found two beds are lying there. What happened when I inquired, the visitors also asked, why in the lab the beds are there? Then the student told, sir, we work late night. Sometimes while working in the 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, we feel tired, but at the same time, we don't want to go to hostel because suddenly I can get up and start working again. So we keep this bed in the laboratory on the floor so that it is kept folded in one corner. But if it is required, they will open and sleep it there for 2 hours. Because I tell you, many of you might have got new idea. While you are in the light sleep, it happens to many of us. We do not note down or do not act on that. But young minds, I know, been so many years with the students, the idea can come at any time. If you are at that time in the workplace, immediately you can start work. Otherwise, after some hours, you may forget that or you may think of a new idea. So this is the way the students worked and then decided to establish the company of robotics. I tell you, many serious problems where man cannot go, they developed the small robots which can be sent there with a remote control and they can solve the problem or diffuse the problem if it is serious nature. They provided to various government agencies such type of help as and when it is required. If I am not wrong, some years back, I think 2 to 3 years back, you must have heard in China, some young school students went to a hill area. They stuck up because of the water level, etc. increased. They stuck up there. I heard that time even this company was approached to provide small robots which can go and find out the way to help to bring those students back. It was a big news in the paper that time. Some football team went and they stuck up there in the hill because of the water level increased. That is where the achievement can be possible if you work hard. Jivan, Pipar, so many other companies are there which have been. What is that? Some of the outcomes I'm trying to show you. Market cap of top 42 Bitsian ventures today, if you calculate top 42 Bitsian, I'm not telling all Bitsian's company, 42 Bitsian ventures, if you calculate it is 62 billion. We have a 7,000 plus alumni who created or co-founded a company. 5,000 plus CEOs are there at present in various companies. 6,000 people are in academia. And 36% of the BITS alumni are settled in abroad. And that's why they are everywhere in different countries. 8% of alumni are involved in entrepreneurship or they have chosen entrepreneurship as the career option sooner or later. Some of the people started working in a company, then become entrepreneur also. And some students, as I mentioned, they become entrepreneur when they are students. But obviously, this cannot be achieved unless you boost and encourage research at your campus. So BITS Pilani is definitely providing research environment for the students and faculty so that they can innovate and go for establishing entrepreneurship. And I would mention it here, some of the faculty members also created startup company, they are encouraged to go for startup company, and some of them established company in Goa, Hyderabad or Pilani campus. I'm expecting shortly that Dubai campus also faculty will make startup company, maybe with the students or without the students. That seed I've sown there, but I hope it will be successful there shortly. I will not take much time because I've been told to 40 to 45 minutes. I'll keep some question answer session also. But yes, few more slides are there. I'll take it. But this research enhancement or research encouragement, creating the environment for better research, innovation, entrepreneurship has also improved our research phase or research identity of BITS Pilani with increased citation, with increased H index, with increasing in patent filing, increasing with foreign collaboration. Many other benefits have been there with more fund from government agencies, international agencies, or industries. As you have been informed at the beginning that I also did work for the industries and I had successfully commercialized product. One more product is shortly coming, which is a nasal spray for a drug to deliver to the brain directly from the nose. No need of going through blood-brain barrier, but it can directly go to the nose, from the nose to the brain, so that less dose will be required for the therapy. PhD students is another approach to enhance the research capability and then entrepreneurship development. You see, these ultimately leading to something, creation of a new innovation and incubation center. Already we have planned a new building, double-storied building, which will be supported by alumni by providing the fund. So with alumni fund, that this building will be constructed, which will house various innovation lab and incubation centers to encourage students to start up company. So what is this? It is location in the Pilani campus now. Structure will be 3/4 G+2, each with a carpet area of 10,000 square feet. Capacity is 100 seaters co-working space with 4 to 6 labs. And time already Bhumi Puja and construction started over. And July 2022, we expect that this building will be ready for housing various innovation lab as well as various entrepreneurship or startup company. So that is with the objective. This building construction has started with the help from alumni. I'll stop it here. This is the Diwali picture of BITS Pilani campus, the tower, which you can see behind me also is there, but here you can see. So with this, I've taken 45 minutes, Dr. Pallavi. I think I can stop because if you have any question, any student or other expert, I'll be happy to share any additional information within my capability and knowledge. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was indeed a very informative presentation and an inspiring one. So, sir, we have...
Stop presenting that screen share.
Yeah, I'm showing it. Just a minute. I'm doing that. Why I'm not getting... yeah, right. Share... yeah. Is it gone now?
No, it's there. It's still there.
It's still there. Okay. Just a minute. Why I'm not getting that? Just a minute. Give me 1 minute. Rashmi, can you call?
Sir, I'll just...
Just a minute.
Sir, it's done.
Any question you have? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have a question from Professor Anindita Dey. She wants to know what are the pitfalls in the current curriculum or program as a whole, which is obstructing the entrepreneurial ability of the students?
Dr. Anindita Dey, I do not know, I am a little different mentality. I look nothing is a pitfall. Okay, if on your way there is a pitfall, you have to overcome. What do you do when you drive a car? I'm sure you are driving a car. When you have a pothole on the road, you divert the road or you do something to overcome that. You see, pitfall is a term we use when we don't want to do something or we want to leave something early. Sorry, I know government university, etc. have a lot of, here I tell you, we created many things. Now, if you say I created the lab in Dubai campus and innovation lab, one can say money is not there. No, here is the money. I increased the number of admission, number of other things, and I created the lab because I felt that this is essential. Similarly, we may not have a program on entrepreneurship, B program or something, but we created a minor by which the courses are offered. So you have to find out a way to overcome, as in your life, we get a problem, we overcome the problem. You have to. So that's why I will say pitfalls can be, one is the curriculum straight jacketing. This is one important point. Yeah, I think probably that will help you. I studied Jadavpur University, Dr. Pallavi mentioned, where I had a straight jacket program. That means from first year to final year, all the courses are named. I could not change any course. I had to, all of our students had to do all courses same. But BITS Pilani created a lot of electives, where and electives are not only discipline, cross-discipline humanities. You will be surprised to know a student has to take at least 3 humanities courses in his program. If he doesn't take 3 humanities courses minimum, he cannot get the BE degree, whether it is a computer science, EEE or anything. But he can go up to 6 courses if he's interested to do it. I think if you create this and bring these courses, you can definitely encourage the student for entrepreneurship. But if your program is a straitjacket program, then you have a problem. That is one pitfall. But in such case, either you change, make elective, but many universities have the elective system now. Otherwise, you create it. Or if it is a problem, do one thing. Make it the additional course to the students, that you additionally this course, which is not part of your program, but it is going to encourage your entrepreneurship development. I hope, Dr. Dey, I have been able to provide your answer.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. So she has another question.
You can share my email ID to, you can share my email ID with the others. They can write me the question. I'll be happy to answer that also. More. Yeah, please.
That's
go ahead.
Very kind of you. So there's another question that apart from being a good source of inspiration, what role can alumni play in the development of the entrepreneurial aptitude among the students?
Okay, I take the cases of that from the advice and other things, because they have the on-field experience, but they also tell you, this is again I'm telling my experience. 1975-80 batch in the 2012. Okay, fine. My voice is occasionally breaking. Is it okay now, Dr. Pallavi?
Yes, sir. It's better now. But
Dr. Pallavi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you, sir. I think I request you to switch off your video because there seems to be a bandwidth issue at your end.
I've switched off.
Now it's better.
Yeah, I've switched off. Okay. So what is this? I tell you, 75-80 batch came forward with a money. They said, we will provide the money for a startup company through a competition. I was that time Deputy Director Research. So I was assigned to help select the company. So we got the proposal, and that proposal they reviewed, then selected few, they mentored and gave the money in the term of CapEx, OpEx, etc. But no condition of returning the money. they can keep it. Only they encouraged. So if you approach alumni, it can be. And that company is now very well known. You can get it FISOC. You type FISOC, you get the company established Birtian, which is an alumni fund. So that is where the alumni can help fund intellectual input and offering of course. Many of these courses which I mentioned are actually offered by the faculty without any honorarium and everything, just to encourage the students. You can get various support from them. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you,
Any
sir.
further question?
Yes, sir. There's another question from Dr. Juyal. Why universities are not able to act as a workforce for industrial research? Like, why should industry develop their R&D? How should the universities be proactive to bridge the gap?
Is a very, very important question. And as a faculty, if I give my true answer, some of the faculty, though I am also faculty, I think more important point, if you don't mind, pardon me, if I hurt anyone, it is one way I'll say it is not true. I have done many industry projects. I'm doing industry projects and all of them are working on industry projects sponsored by various industry, including US company, UK company. The problem is what we do. Is it useful for the industry? You have to see. If I do something which is not of interesting for the industry, why they will come to me? I need to change. Industry cannot change his policy, his area of business. So that is the most important part. You require continuous interaction with the industry to understand their need, and then you tune your research area towards that. I'm telling you, you will be successful. It requires quite some time. I did not get my first project.
We lost your voice again. Professor Saha, could you hear me? Okay, we'll just wait for a minute. There seems to be an issue with the internet connectivity at Professor Saha's end.
Can you hear me now, Pallavi?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
I'm extremely sorry. I have to ask my IT person why today these things happened. I'm not going to accept their reasons. Anyhow, sorry. What I was telling you to the people who asked the question, that it is a very important that you must do research which is of interest of the industry. Today, think of any company cannot change their business approach just because I'm doing work in some other area. I have to change my research area to suit the industry. But you have to convince them, and three important things required is the punctuality, confidentiality, and deliverability. You have to stick to your time. They cannot wait for many years. Deliverability delivery should be something of their commercial use, not the publication. What company will do with your publications? Can you give something problem solving or a product? And confidentially, you cannot share any of that information to other company, then they will not come to you. If they do not get us, then they will make their own R&D center. That is the picture. Any other question?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So there's another question from Dr. Kamal Gupta who wants to know how affiliated colleges can create a startup ecosystem.
You see, that is the only thing you require is a little bit fund. It is not a very big fund you have to start. If you create an innovation lab, you can start whatever money is there. If you approach some alumni, they may come. You see, if your interest is there, it is not a problem, but you have to have a drive, craze that I want to establish it. Your college authority, I don't know whether private or government. Government is the more problem, I understand. But some money can be arranged when well-wisher will be there. You start, I learned one sentence, a statement long back. The statement is, fuel while flying. What is that? You want to travel 2,000 kilometers. You cannot load your car for a fuel of 2,000 kilometers or a 5,000 kilometers flying. You start flying with whatever fuel you have, but on the way, you fill more fuel. That is that, fueling while flying. Please start with something. Don't bother, I need 10 crores, 1 crore. If you have a 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, create something, but which will be useful, then slowly develop over that one. And if you start something, more people will come by seeing that and put the money. When my alumni came forward, when he saw that my creation lab, they said, okay, we are putting the prize money for your competition.
Thank you. That was very good advice, sir. So we have another question from Professor Sudhir Kiran, who wants to know from your experience, what was the difference in the mindset of the students in Dubai and India to start up companies?
You see, I have spent time with all the 4 campuses. Okay, Pilani campus, 28 now. Even I was acting director for some time in Goa campus. I used to visit Hyder campus. Recent past also various matter as a part of. There is no difference of mindset, I tell you. Though one thing I must accept, that Dubai also mostly is Indian students. Mindset of students is how I create it. I think my approach is that, you know, there some raw material. How you give them the shape, they will take that shape. So I think if you create an environment, mindset is not a problem. Some of them, you cannot expect 100% students to be running for that, but some of them will start. If some others see the success of those 10 people, 20 people will be coming. Again, I'm telling, you start that, mindset will change, but I know that present younger people are much, much more intelligent than us when we were at the same age. Encourage them, they will bring fantastic results.
Thank you, sir. So we have time. I'll just take 2 quick questions, sir, before we end the session, sir.
Please,
Dr. Pallavi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you may restrict the questions because the next speaker,
Yeah,
Professor SP Singh sir, is already there.
Yes, welcome, sir.
We
So
cannot
we'll
keep resource persons, or speakers waiting.
Next speaker is waiting.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
sir
sir,
has joined.
already
Professor SP Singh has
sir,
joined.
there,
We may conclude the question and answer session.
Yeah.
Okay. So, sir, I think we shall share your email ID with the participants. That will help them refer the questions directly to you.
Sahaji, you can switch on your video, sir. Sahaji.
Okay, sure. Thank you. I'm sorry for the technical trouble, but I'll solve it today itself. I did not observe it earlier. It has happened today.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
madam,
sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was very, very inspiring to know your journey and how innovation and entrepreneurship can be inculcated. So it is not an easy task. It is never an easy task to change things, but change is the only way it is. So I'm sure there's a lot to learn, and we also look forward to see you again in another other opportunities for collaboration and another sessions going ahead. So thank you so much, sir. May I request Arora sir to please propose a formal vote of thanks.
Professor, you made a statement in the beginning, creating a creative culture, and you justified through case studies. And the very successful cases that BITS, Pilani, and the other campuses have created. I congratulate you for that. And very beautifully, you have explained how that culture can be created in the institute and how students get motivated every step, minute details, you are given that. So thank you very much for your wonderful interaction and sharing the experience of BITS Pilani, those cases. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Right. Okay. Pallavi,
sir.
invite this.
It is my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
SP Singh ji, namaskar. SP Singh ji.
Yes, sir. He's trying to unmute himself.
Okay.
So going ahead, sir, I take the pleasure of inviting and welcoming our another speaker for the day, Professor Dr. SP Singh, who is the Vice Chancellor of the Royal Global University. So way back in 2009, Professor Dr. SP Singh joined the Royal Group of Institutions, Guwahati, as the founder director and worked with the group for a period of 5 years. He then joined the Amity Education Group as the Senior Vice President and was responsible for the academic administration of the 6 Amity universities situated in different states of this country. In addition to that, Sir has served as the founder Vice Chancellor of Amity University, Chhattisgarh, for almost 2 years before joining the Assam Royal Global University in November 2006 to anchor this university to heights of success and brand it is as one of the most acclaimed universities of India. With more than 3 decades of rich experience in teaching, research, academic administration in institutions of repute across the nation, Royal Group is blessed twice to have the support of Professor Singh in its journey so far. Serving the second tenure as Vice Chancellor of the Royal Global University, Professor SP Singh has been heading institutions of repute since the last 20 years and is a well-known academician and administrator, having a very dynamic and enterprising personality. A geologist, MBA, and a law graduate with PhD in strategic management, Professor Singh is also an ardent baseball player and has been actively involved in various social and cultural activities since the university days. Professor Singh is the member of the Executive Council of Dibrugarh University and Assam Task Force. We welcome you, sir, to deliberate on the topic, giving due credits in curriculum for meaningful extra activity. Thank you. Thank you for accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion, sir.
RP Singh, please unmute. Ankur, have you given?
Yes, sir. Given, sir.
Yeah. RP ji, yes. Again, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It was not been allowed earlier.
Yeah,
so,
namaskar.
Pallavi, can you hear? Dr. Pallavi, namaskar.
We are able to hear you. Yeah, namaskar.
Thank you so much, Professor Rao. Dr. Pallavi, am I audible? Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Very loud and clear, sir.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. I think it was very nice of you. I'm so thankful to you for my introduction and introducing me to the audience. Almost 330 people are participating. So thank you very much, Sharda University, first of all, and Dr. Professor Rao for giving me a chance to interact with you all virtually, though, on a very pertinent topic, very close to my heart. That I will tell you in due course of time why it is very close to my heart. But then this is probably the last concluding session. I think the last topic for the whole journey you have all together done from a long time, from 27th. It is this is something which is really very, very close to my heart because the curriculum and the credits, what we are going to decide, because fortunately, I'm into academics from last 31 years. This is my journey and I'm very passionate about this profession. And in 2001, I decided to quit my government job and join private sector. So 20 years in the private sector as director and then later on vice chancellor. And fortunately, I got a lot of chance to actually experiment in the private sector. When you start a university, when you run a university, when you have experience of running these private universities and institutions for quite some time. So you have a lot of liberty to experiment for the betterment of the students. Ultimate objective is quality education. And I think the new education policy says 11.1, 2, 3, 4, 5 about holistic education. But before that also in the old education policy, it was basically holistic education. Though at times in the name of rote learning, in the name of other things, we have little bit deviated from basic objective of education, which was wholesome, holistic education. But I think the journey for me was fortunately very good. I'm traveling, I'm in Lucknow, and I'm just coming back from my alma mater, my Department of Geology, University of Lucknow. There I devoted almost 1 hour today. And I always felt, the head of department, I was discussing something with him, and we were discussing what we used to do 35 years back. And that was nothing less than what we are going to discuss today. So probably, I think I'm very fortunate that this topic has been given to me by Sharda University and the organizers. As far as the main theme of the whole education policy and this particular sessions are concerned, institutional development plan for academic excellence. So I still, believe that academic excellence is directly proportional to many things, but most of the important things is, first of all, the vision and mission of the institution. Second is the vibrancy, positivity, and right kind of mindset of the teachers. Third is the leadership. Leadership is how important, how they are taking the university forward and the education institution forward. And fourth is very, very important, the curriculum we follow. And then comes research, pedagogy, and all other things. So this is what I think the quality education, and that ultimately leads to the success of the students, not only with respect to placements, but also entrepreneurship and their journey forward. So this is a little bit, topic and the relevance, and Sharda University has very, very rightly chosen this very important theme. And they have probably in the right path, in my opinion, after NEP, that what should be the institutional development plan for quality excellence. And together, probably the objective is very open and clear. And this openness is very, very important in education sector. I think I appreciate Professor Rao and the team here, that openness, coming knowledge from different sectors, understanding different things, discussing on that, raising questions on those issues. Because before we implement NEP properly, before we make our institutional development plan, there should be a lot of brainstorming. And this particular session must be a great, I would say it must have given great insight about different kind of issues that we might face in due course of time. And that might be very helpful for us to take us forward. Basically, NEP, institutional development plan, but most important is the real development of the students and the education landscape of India. So this is what I actually wanted to start with as a introductory remark, because time slotted to me, if I'm not wrong, is 30 minutes. Am I right, Professor Rao?
Yeah, you can take 40 minutes, sir.
Okay. So I will try to take 35, 40 minutes. So in this context, I mean, like if I talk, and I will be limiting to myself to my topic of the day, is giving due credits in curriculum for meaningful extra activity. So what is extra activity? I will discuss first. Then I will discuss how it can be incorporated in the curriculum and how it has been accepted by people or maybe rejected by people. And also, this co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities, how they are different and how they are similar. And also the extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities, some universities, some institutions are taking it forward as a part of the curriculum. Some are taking it not part of the curriculum, but non-credit courses and credit courses. So this is the whole plan of my discussion in another 35, 40 minutes. And I will be open to take questions also after that, if any, right? So my technical staff, Mr. Vijay Kalita, is helping me in sharing the PPT. So thank you, Vijay. This is the first thing I wanted to discuss, because a lot of discussion is going on this particular issue that is called credit, because my topic also says giving due credit, or maybe making extracurricular, co-curricular activities the part of the curriculum. And if the part of the curriculum they are, most of the time their credit system is involved there. And every extra activity, co-curricular activity may be part of the credit system of the university. So I just wanted to discuss. A few days back, I was attending a very important session of vice chancellors of central universities of Northeast India, I think 3 days back, and they all were discussing, and Professor Pankaj Mittal from Secretary General of AIU was also present, and she has given me some more new definition of credits that I will discuss with you. But That is still in the draft stage and maybe approved by UGC or Ministry of HRD, that I will discuss with you, but I will definitely touch upon that particular part of the credits also. So if you talk about the credit system, is nothing but systemic way of describing an educational program. Systemic way of describing an educational program, because all of you know very well, when we set curriculum, when we make syllabus, we give due course to some core courses, some allied courses, some general electives, some personality enhancement courses, and other many skill-oriented courses. So everything is a part of syllabus. And if we see the syllabus, UGC and all regulatory bodies, when as a university, we are free to make our syllabus, but at the same time, we also try to follow some guidelines which has been given to us by different regulatory bodies, including UGC. So for example, we have certain number of credits in every semester, so that end of 3 years, a student of undergraduate program is, if it is a 3-year course, maybe doing around 160 credits. Little less, little more, that all depends upon university to university. Also for the PG courses, around 102 credits, or maybe for 4-year course, it may be 186 credits, or maybe little more, 200 credits at times. Earlier used to happen for engineering courses. So different credits, and therefore, why this credit system is so important? Because all over the world, this is a very, I would say, relevant way of understanding the total number of years, semesters, and credits you have earned. Based upon that, universities decide your future progression, if any, and also the placement companies also decide based upon your credits, that how much you have read and how many credits you have done, because as many credits, that much is a tough program once upon a time. But little bit modifications has been done in due course of time that I will discuss with you. So it is basically a systemic way of describing an educational program. Credit assignment basically has been given to a student when he successfully complete a particular course, and learning outcomes are in the form of different achievements. AICTE in their mandate have said 2 lectures per week is equal to 2 credits. I'm talking 2 lectures because credits are also being divided into 3 parts: lectures, practicals, LPT, and tutorials. So depending upon, practicals are also half credit. So 1 hour of practical is equal to half credit, and 2 hours of practical is equal to 1 credit. So that is the normal norm of all engineering programs. Vijay, next slide, please. So this is another, one definition of credit. The definition of credit says, it depends upon different parameters which have been adopted that relates to student workload, learning outcomes, entrepreneurship skills, contact hours, innovation, and creativity talents. Why I'm going for this elaborated definition? Because once I'm going to discuss with you co-curricular and extracurricular activities, and I'm going to discuss with you meaningful extra activities, I think these things will come into picture. Like only class, which is a theory class, only class, which is a practical class, only class, which is a tutorial class, is not bringing credits into front. This 1 hour of credit in the class may also be covered by inculcating in the students' entrepreneurship skills, and also something about innovation and creativity, and also depends upon what are the other learning outcomes. So this is the definition. UNESCO also defined credit. A credit is generally agreed upon value used to measure the student's workload in terms of learning time required to complete course units, resulting in learning outcomes. So every course has certain credits. Like most of the courses in India are either of 3 credits. In Delhi University, it can go up to 6 credits. And many engineering courses, it is of 4 credits, 5 credits also. Architecture only, it is of 5 credits. So depending upon different regulatory bodies, depending upon different, I would say, subjects, credits have been decided based upon the strength of the subject, total time required to complete a subject, and also comprehensive syllabus of the subject. So that range from 1 unit to 6 unit, and at times 8 units, 12 unit also for certain kind of projects works, for certain kind of other related research work. So this is also flexibility which has been given to us. And credit hours, I think we all know very well, and I've already explained it to you, represent a mathematical summarization of all work completed and are not the same as the actual classroom contact of instructional hours. As I said, actual classroom contact is one of the measures, but not all which comes into credit is a part of classroom contact hours. That I will discuss, because that probably is the new credit definition which India is going to adopt. We do not have as such, as been told by Professor Pankaj Mittal, that we do not have a recognized definition of credit in our country. We have different regulatory bodies have defined in different manners, but not a very, very well defined. And that may be also because we were still growing, and probably the credit system is not that old, which is there in other parts of the world, but it is going to be developed and will be implemented or maybe accepted very soon. In academic credit, total time consists of 3 components. What are these 3 components? One is time spent in a class. We all know very well, very, very important. Time spent in laboratory, studio, fieldwork, that is also part of the credits. And also very important, time devoted to reading, studying, problem solving, writing, or preparation. This normally we do not consider in India as a credit hour. Why? Because we believe that whatever a student do in the university, how much time he or she devotes in the university, that is equal to a credit hour. And therefore, we have thought that 1 credit is almost equal to 14-15 hours. And if the total course is of 3 credits, it should be 45 contact hours or 40 contact hours. So that flexibility is there. But now, what I'm going to discuss with you and tell you, that now the credit hours are going to change. 1 credit is going to be maybe 30 hours, 30 not contact hours. 15 out of those 30 maybe the classroom, practicals, or maybe fieldwork, or any other component which is to be done by the university, which is to be done by the teacher, which is to be done by the instructor, which is a guided one. Second part, which is very important, and that is very, very pertinent for all universities in the world, UK, US, and everywhere, which is called self-study and home assignments. This self-study and home assignment part was not part of our credit system for a long time. Still, it is not that much prevalent in most of the institutions. In IITs and others, and maybe in IIMs, this is prevalent, but not with all the universities around the country. Some of the universities have definitely adopted that, and in due course of time, I think every one of us will adopt it. And that is where 15 hours, maybe the contact periods in the classroom, or maybe fieldwork, or maybe any other activity which has been done by the instructor or the teacher in the class. 15 hours for self-study, and total contact hours will be, total hours for 1 credit will be 30. Why this is happening? Because many a times whenever a student do a particular course in India and they go abroad, and when they apply to any other places, people ask, you have done 3 credit course, how much hours you have devoted for 3 credits? They used to say 40 to 45 classes. And in US and UK and other places, it is not that, it is almost 90 hours. 45 hours maybe in the classroom through teachers, and another 45 hours as a self-study. So our definition, which has been proposed to UGC and the regulatory and other regulatory bodies, and to HRD and to Education Ministry, not HRD anymore. So that is also going to be 30 hours. So whenever a student will do those kind of courses in India, they will be equally ranked, and they are going to have equal weightage in foreign countries also. So this definition is going to come, but we have to wait for some time. What is the importance of credit in education system? I think most of the things I have discussed, but beneficial for achieving more transparency and compatibility, because once you know, and ABC, Academic Bank of Credit, in the new education policy, and everything will be now credit based. You will earn 1 credit maybe somewhere, 3 credits from somewhere else. And if you have to complete maybe 150 credits to be a graduate, and if you have done all relevant courses which are required to become a graduate, you might have done those courses from 5 universities, 5 institutions, you will get a degree after all, end of the day, under Academic Bank of Credit. But then credit is again very, very important. So credit has to be defined very well. And in the era of Coursera, in the era of MOOCs, in the era of Swayamprabha and all other, every course is having certain credits. And I will tell you later on, this credits, based upon those credits, the cost and everything of the course has also been decided. This is also facilitates the recognition procedure, that your recognition of a degree and the course and the program also depends upon the credit which is to be done by you in that particular course. And this opens the possibility of flexible learning that I've also already discussed, ABC, and otherwise also, because many courses you can do, that is top-up courses. Suppose you are doing engineering, in civil engineering department, and you want to do maybe 3 courses which may be related to architecture and very, very close to civil engineering. You can do from open sources. You can do it from maybe SWAYAM, or you can do it from any other MOOCs program, or you can do it from Coursera, and you can add on those kind of credits and program in your transcripts, and that will be your additional qualifications. And many of the universities, they have already adopted, including Royal Global University, where the student can do extra credits by doing open online courses. So this is about flexibility, and this definitely facilitates the higher education for non-educational learners also, because many students who may not be learning in a formal way in any of the universities, but if they want to do any course while they are working, including me, we can do many courses. So this gives us flexibility, the credit system. Next, please, Vijay. It provides a good estimate of a workload. And once we know that you have done 6 credits, we know how many hours you have devoted. So that is also very important, and need not to explain further. Credit are useful in keeping the track of student progress, and as many credits you know how many credits you have done, so that your progression from one semester to another, from 1 year to another year, if you have gained those many credits, you can go to the second year, you can go to the third year. I think most of the students and teachers know about it, but I just wanted to reiterate upon that. Requirement for awarding an academic degree, and as I've told you, number of credit courses have been assigned by University Grant Commission also, and AICT. You can achieve a particular degree or diploma or certificate depending upon how many credits you have done. Now, some important points about credit. I mean, this is again, credits are convenient numerical value to access tuition fee also. As I told you, like if it is a 1 credit course where you are expected to do 15 or 30 hours, or maybe 15 hours classroom instruction, or maybe field visit, and another 15 hours for your self-study, assignments, etc., you will get a course of 30 hours, and that may be having certain cost. But if it is 3 credit course, the load will be 3 times. So cost will also be maybe 3 times or 2.5 times. So depending upon credits, the cost of or the tuition fee of a particular course is different. And that also determines student status depending upon the total credits you have earned. Even unsupervised doctoral candidates must be registered as a student and pay tuition fee charges. Many doctoral students, they do additional programs. And for that also, some additional charges are being taken by the universities in this regard. Registered student status is also being checked through this particular part, and tuition charges are usually calculated by the institutional cost per credit hours that I've already discussed with you. Next slide, please, Vijay. This is a little difference between credit and non-credit courses. Credit courses are usually taken to work towards a degree program that we normally do in India. That is very, very traditional way of doing it. Non-credit courses, which most of the universities were doing once upon a time, still many of them are doing, but I will discuss that some of them have converted their non-credit course into credit reasons, and some of them have converted their credit courses into non-credit reasons. I will explain it to you so that you can raise questions if at all you have. So non-credit courses are taken for personal or professional interest, and they are normally not required to award a degree. They may reflect at times in the transcript in your mark sheet, but not necessarily. They may be a past course, they may be having a certain grading, but they may not be the part of your total grading, your CGPA, SGPA, or that may be just reflecting in your degree. And suppose you are unable to do it, that will not deprive you of getting a particular degree. So this is about the non-credit course. The student who take credit courses receive letter grades A, B, C, D, or F, depends upon your performance. And upon completion of non-credit, upon completion of a series of required classes, students earn a non-credit certificate or achievement or certificate of completion or reflection in the mark sheet or transcript. Next, credit courses are compulsory. I mean, as you know, that once you join any university, once you join any course, online or offline, or any other program in any of the institutions in this country, you have to complete certain credits for award of a degree. And every credit is important. You have to cover all the credits to achieve a particular degree. Non-credit courses are sometimes compulsory, but not always. They are most of the time not compulsory. For credit courses, instructor or teacher is important. For non-credit, only guidance or maybe self-assessment or maybe self-guidance or self-assignments or assignment may be given by a guide. That is good enough. So these are a little bit different than normal. And about the credit system, few very bullet points, 3 of them. Credit system is equal to hour a week plus additional work that I said 15 plus 15 hours a week in the university or maybe classroom or out of the classroom in the system, and additional work, maybe home assignments and other work. That makes 30 in due course of time, and also depends upon, as the university decide, is basically a credit system. Bachelor's degree 120 to 130 credits. Nowadays, this new trend has come, bachelor degree of 3 years course. At times, earlier used to be around 140, 150. Now gradually credits have been reduced, but the self-assessment and self-study work has been increased. So this is master's degree, 30 to 64 credits per hour. So this is also one of the next slide, please. Now I'll come to NAP. I think I have made a little bit, not in detail, but briefly about what is the credit system, how credit system is important, what is the importance of credit, and these things I have already explained it to you. Now I come to the salient points of NEP. All of you must have gone through NEP. 1 year plus has happened since the time it has been implemented in India, and most of the universities, either they have already implemented it, not in totality. Many of the sub areas have been already implemented. Many of the universities are going to implement it now, and many of them are still trying to make a plan or action plan or something, so that they can implement NEP in a better way. So this is about some salient points. The arrows have been given about the salient points. I'm not going to read all of them for you. And one of the most important on which our topic of today is related is multidisciplinary holistic education at the undergraduate level. That I will come in my next slide, and I will explain it to you what it means. Probably all of you know, but I will little bit throw light on that. Second is integrated exposure to science, art, humanities, mathematics, and professional fields with flexible curricular structure, creative combinations, integration of vocational education. This is all which is there in the NEP, which is also very important because curriculum has to be in alignment with the NEP objectives, in alignment with the vision and mission of the NEP, and also in alignment with whatever we want to get end of the day from the teachings we give in the universities and institutions, and what probably the LOCF, what is going to be the outcome of education in due course of time. So therefore, it is also very important. 4 years multidisciplinary bachelor's program, that is also on the cards in NEP, and that the 4th year will be the research. We all know very well, if it is a 3-year course being converted to 4 year, the 4th year will be dedicated to research. And then the student can do 1 year master's, that everybody knows. And 4th most important thing is multidisciplinary education and research universities Meru to come into force. So many of the new universities will come. So, but I'll concentrate today on the first two, which I have discussed: multidisciplinary holistic education at the undergraduate level, and integrated exposure to science and arts, humanities, mathematics, and professional fields with flexible curricular structure, creative combinations, integration of vocational education, and so on and so forth. Next slide, please. So once we talk about holistic education, I think most of you and many of you are quite aware of it, that holistic education is basically education which do not allow a student to only study a particular subject, core or allied or general electives, but also give a student all those skills, all those 64 kalas, 64 kalas, all that which has been reflected in the ancient time by Banabhat in the book Kadambini. Also, maybe in the new context, many things we talk and discuss with respect to all extra activities which a student supposed to do while he comes to the campus, while he is in the education journey. I'm using the word education journey. When anybody take admission in higher education institution, I will concentrate myself on higher education institution only. Once I have taken admission in 1984 in BSc first year, 5 years of mine, everything I did was education. Other than sleeping, probably dreaming also was related to education. Playing baseball was also an education. Discussing what we have done right or wrong in the field while I was playing football and baseball was also education. As a geologist, when we were going to tour and field trips from the day one, BSc first year to MSc final year, every time, everything was education. Whenever we were doing anything extra in the department, maybe cultural activities, maybe literary activities, maybe socio-cultural, singing, or maybe mimicry, or maybe extempore, or anything which relates to dramatics, play, everything was part of education. And I'm very fortunate that I have studied in a university and in a department where, and geology is a subject to be more precise, where everything was directed towards holistic education, even at the time when this new education policy wasn't there. And it was not because of the policy. We never knew. You student may be aware of the policy because of too much, exposure on the internet, on the Google. And I would say that you are fortunate that so much of knowledge is flowing. Gyan ki Ganga charo taraf beh rahi hai, so that you may be having awareness about new national education policy. But when we took admission, we never know there is any education policy in this country or not. But our teachers definitely were aware of it, and they have taken all positive points from earlier education policy and have included all those points which they thought is required for the holistic education of a child, and they have incorporated it. This new education policy, they have incorporated almost every point, and this is a very, very comprehensive policy by Kasturi Rangan ji and team. But at the same time, many of us, I'm including me and my teachers who are also attending today, maybe. So many of me, teachers of Sharda University and all other universities and Royal Global University, will make it a success by following it in the best possible way, and also adding and incorporating, which they will think may not be a part of this NEP. Nobody stops a teacher to incorporate or add in their pedagogy or classroom or out of the classroom anything they want to add. That has happened 35 years back. That can happen today also. And I'm very fortunate that in Royal Global University, we are before NEP also, for the time of its establishment in 2017, launching 2017, we are NEP compliant. NEP, National Education Policy probably came later on. 90% of the things of NEP is already in place because of the culture from where I grew, and many of my teachers, we have incorporated everything at that point of time. Sport is a compulsory part, yoga is a compulsory part. I will tell you, I'm not here to tell you what all we do, but I would say 80 to 90% things have already been done. And rest of the things, whatever is to be there, we will do it. For example, behavioral science, attitude, that is a part of curriculum. Communicative English, communication in one foreign language, one local language, that is part of our curriculum from the very beginning. So probably when I was preparing this topic in last 6-7 days, whatever points were coming in front of me and my teaching assistant Neha was doing it, every time I was trying to understand, oh, this also we do, this also we do. So many things were already in place, and I will explain it to you one by one. So these few things, co-curricular activities and extracurricular activities, I'll explain. They were part and parcel of our syllabus. All right, we have very, very few courses, very few things which are non-credit, but in our university, most of the things are credit-based. That may be 1 credit or 6 credit, that I will explain it to you. Now, something about co-curricular activities, because every one of us know that only rote learning or only knowledge of a particular subject or only knowledge of a particular skill is not sufficient. NEP also says, and I also personally believe, that we get education for lifelong learning. The basic objective of teachers in higher education is not to teach in the class. It is basically to inspire, ignite, and motivate. I'm using the word inspire, ignite, and motivate the student in the class so that they become passionate about a particular subject, about a particular course, and also passionate about studies, and devote their maximum time for their development, including subjects and whatever other things are required to make themselves into a holistic personality and a lifelong learner. I am emphasizing on these two words, holistic individual and a lifelong learner, because skill today, what you will learn will become obsolete tomorrow. The book you will read today, other than basics, they will become obsolete tomorrow. The knowledge you are going to gain today will become obsolete tomorrow. And every time you read a thing which is new, and if you're not going to incorporate and complement in your existing knowledge, you will become redundant after some time. That goes for teachers also, and that very well goes to the students also. So therefore, it is a lifelong learner. Learning is very, very important. And therefore, I will discuss about co-curricular and extracurricular because that is the topic which has been given to me. I think rest of the things which I'm discussing, maybe some of the resource persons have already discussed that with you. So co-curricular activities, because this is very commonly used word called co-curricular activity. These are the activities through which a learner explores one's abilities, develop the strength, and eradicates the shortcomings through informal guidance, observation, and self-assessment. Informal guidance, observation, and self-assessment. Many a times assessment, if at all it is non-credit course, is self-assessment. Many a times assessment is being done in the peer group. The student assess themselves. And many a times it has been assessed by seniors, like in IIT system, where I know very well because of our people studying there. My son is studying there. We know that assessment in IITs is mostly been done by seniors. A first year student been assessed by the second year has been assessed by the third year, and they have different kinds of informal groups, and they have so much of co-curricular activities that, and the load doesn't go to the teachers. And I tell you honestly, students divide their time equally for classroom teaching and equally for all extra activities. But believe me or not, their class starts at 7:30 and their extracurricular activities stops at times at 1 a.m. So their working hours are from 7:30 or 8 in the morning to 12 or 1 in the night. So they almost devote around 17, 18 hours per day for education. But education with fun. Fun means that all co-curricular activities, they are equally important for them, being run by the alumni in that particular university or the institution. They make it so interesting, so challenging, so competitive, so vibrant, and many times, at times, better than the teachers, so that what happens, these students learn from those informal groups far better than in the peer group. If at all is very strong, that normally IIMs and IITs and NITs and others, and maybe MIT, Sharda, everyone, the peer group, if it is very strong, that brings a lot of, I would say, vibrancy and laurels to the student, and they become self-motivated, and they assess themselves very objectively and very honestly, assess themselves and improve. So this is about self-assessment, informal guidance, observation. So co-curricular activities have been done in that manner. These activities help the student to develop problem solving, reasoning, critical thinking, creative thinking, communication, and collaborative abilities. I will talk about 3 subjects. One is geology, which I did. Second is management, strategy, and marketing, that I did. And also law. I am a law graduate and completing my LLM this year. And few other subjects I teach with whatever, best way. And my first love, the subject is of geography. So geography I teach. So if I go to all the subjects what I teach, law to management to geology to geography, and at times some portion of architecture also, it's very favorite to me, I have found one thing very clear, that many a times the students who are very good in studies, very bright, have got the highest CGPA and SGPA, they not always get success in life. I'm not discouraging you to earn more credits. I'm 100% in favor that you get more credits, you get more CGPA and SGPA, and you do the best. But along with that, if you do not have problem solving abilities, decision making abilities, critical thinking about a topic or a subject, about a situation, critical communication, and also creative thinking, where you can be most creative, innovative, and also you do not have collaborative abilities to work in a team, work in a group. Nowadays, the best research of the world are being done in big groups. The best papers of the world in biosciences are having at times 60, 70 authors. 60, 70 authors for one paper, because they have a big group and everybody is doing a little bit of things here and there, in geology also, in life sciences also, now in humanities also. The number of author per good paper is increasing day by day. So this is which is happening because the collaboration is very important. So you may be a best of the biotechnologist as a researcher. You may be best of the geologist as a researcher. You may be best of the man of strategy with respect to your research. But if you will do in isolation, your output will be very less. very, very less. What I mean to say is that you may do it for your personal achievement. I'm talking about the teachers and research scholars, but that will limit you to a particular domain, and you will not be able to do collaborative research. If you are not going to do, I would say, multidisciplinary collaborative research, which is the buzzword now, I think you somehow will lag behind. You will remain at the back. So everybody. So therefore, in the education, if at all we have these kind of system where reasoning, problem solving, as a vice chancellor, this is my 8th year of vice chancellorship. Every day, if I am not creatively thinking about a problem, and if I'm not solving it with creativity, I think I fail every day. And if I do it successfully, creatively every day, I become more successful every day. So creativity is a part of profession, and that will remain throughout your life. I'm giving you example of yesterday only. Right now, the examinations are going on in Royal Global University, and our BSNL line for internet connectivity got disturbed because of very heavy rains in Guwahati yesterday. My examination controller called me in the morning around 8:30, sir, what to do? We are having a proctored examination under camera. We have an observation room where observers and invigilators, they sit, and we record each and every exam of 3 hours, and we also do invigilation. And if the internet bandwidth is not there, how we'll go about it? And you won't believe, they also came out with very creative idea. I also have given some creative idea. And with a delay of half an hour, we could do exam very successfully without internet connectivity in the campus yesterday, because all teachers, they have divided further into different groups, and in a mobile, they can see, maybe in a tablet, they can see 7, 8, or maybe at times 16, or maybe few other. So they have divided themselves. The whole team came together and they have done it. So this is the beauty of problem solving, reasoning, critical thinking. Every problem which comes to you comes with solution, but not everybody is able to solve that. Only people with problem solving ability, reasoning, critical thinking, creative thinking can do it. And that is why it is very, very important. And believe me or not, most of the subjects, what we teach in the class, for my subject of geology, geography, and strategy, or maybe any other subject, what you are teaching or you are studying, I tell you honestly, many a times we are unable to create that kind of situation in the class where reasoning, critical thinking, creative thinking is incorporated while you teach in the class. But co-curricular activities are very helpful in this regard.
Exactly.
Next slide. So now, co-curricular activities, if I just talk about it quickly, they are definitely internship, business plans, experimental, case studies, speaker stories, student clubs, all these activities, competitions, and all these activities are part of co-curricular. Next, please, Vijay. I have to see the time also. It enhances the inner confidence of a student, fit for the future time, enhance social interaction, true and practical expertise student gets through co-curricular activities, and also it is important for refresh the burdened mind. All co-curricular activities are helpful to unburden you. People at times think that these activities are time consuming, but believe me, my personal experience, these activities are though time consuming with respect to time, but they give you more time and they will give you more happiness and refreshment for your mind, so that you are more free to take up the classes. Next, please, Vijay. And abilities, skills, and values, they are part of essential abilities, skills, and values developed through co-curricular activities like logic. I've already told you, critical thinking. Go back, Vijay, one more time. Go back. Yeah. And skills, problem solving, leadership, and values, that is which we have not discussed. Social, ethical, and recreational values. I mean, like if you work in a team, if you work in a group, if you do some problem solving in a group, I think ethics, social values, and recreational values come from those kind of interactions. Therefore, co-curricular is very important. Next slide, please, Vijay. What is extracurricular activities? If I talk to you, extracurricular activities are also something very much similar to co-curricular, but a little difference is there. I mean, they are part of regular university curriculum, may not be part of credit, but part of the curriculum. They're structured around activity, goal, and purpose. Extracurricular fall outside the realm of the normal curriculum, and at times part of extra credits, or at times part of non-credit courses. And this has been done at all levels of education. So this is also very important. Such activities are generally voluntary, mandatory, not playing social, not non-paying types, social, philanthropic, as opposed to scholastic and other involvement, what we do in the classes. So this is about extracurricular. Next, please, Vijay. There's a difference between co-curricular and extracurricular. I think every one of us know. I just want to emphasize upon very, very important point, because many a times in academics, we say it is co-curricular, somebody says it is extracurricular. Many times we say it is extracurricular, somebody says it is co-curricular. I have done a good research on that. There are many areas which are not sure that they are part of co-curricular or extracurricular. They overlap. And this is which is written out here. They overlap. However, some of the activities overlap each other. Some extracurricular activities can also be co-curricular and vice versa. Depending upon the institute's curriculum, certain activities are considered co-curricular and something extracurricular. Therefore, in academic sphere, there isn't any clear definition between these two. So please never confront on this point, because in Royal Global University, something can be co-curricular. In Sharda, that can be extracurricular. In Sharda, which can be a co-curricular, in Royal Global University, that can be extracurricular. So this is a very clear thing about co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Next, please. Credit for co-curricular activities and extra. This is what is the topic today. So credit I have discussed, co-curricular and extracurricular, that is meaningful extra activities I have discussed with you. And now I will discuss, we should go for credit or we should go for non-credit. There are both the schools of thought, and depending upon, I will say, my concluding slide will say that what we can do. So people believe that the students should get credits for what extra they do. At the same time, some people believe that whatever extra they do it for recreation, they unburden themselves. So that should not be credit. That credit will give them more serious thought about it, and some of the students may not be able to get their recreation from co-curricular and extracurricular. So this is about, for being involved in extracurricular activities, students should be rewarded some credit, because it has been found. This is also my personal experience from MIT to Sherwood College of Management and UP Technical University and all other universities I know I have worked. I think many a times we have launched some courses which are not non-credit courses, but we could not do it successfully, and gradually we have to either convert that particular extracurricular activity into a credit program, or we have to shelve it off. Like for example, one subject we used to teach called India, Land of Diversity. India, I mean, people know civil engineering, people know biotechnology, people don't know about our country called India. And therefore, we have incorporated a 3-credit course later on, India, Land of Diversity. This is part of our basket course nowadays. Many takers are there. But in India, as a student of India, we do not know our country well, I think whatever knowledge or education we have, in my opinion, that is not sufficient. So therefore, this can be a co-curricular or extracurricular activities of all the universities of this countries, that we should teach each and every student about the nation. Second part is, like, we started voluntary 2 hours sports and ground activities. The student gradually now in the era of digital, in the era of mobile phone and tablets, iPhones, what is happening? Everybody is busy with them, but they do not want to come to the fields. And they, if at all come to the field, they do not want to go to the class back again. So we used to have 0 period before class, after class, all that experiment. We could not succeed in that. I've been telling you, and I got a feeling that this kind of camouflaging of sports or camouflaging of physical exercise should not be good. We have made it voluntary, and voluntary many students do, many students don't do as of now. So we have converted 2-credit course into non-credit, and many other non-credit course we have incorporated into credit course. Next, please, Vijay. Importance of credit for co-curricular activities: it develops team spirit, cultural values, positive change, sharpen their talent, all-round personality, holistic personality, physical activity, make you physically strong, then you'll become mentally strong, instill curiosity, develop better communication and social skill, and make a very cohesive way of working together, team spirit, everything comes from it. Take away, and if we make it compulsory, people say it takes away the fun. If the instructor is not good, definitely it takes away the fun. The student may be less enthusiastic, because if it is, oh my God, we have to do this also, This is also credit. So half of the enthusiasm goes there many a times. And this is also because if it is part of the co-curricular, this cost, because you have to pay to the instructor, you have to arrange things for that. It may require teachers to guide, as I told you, and co-curricular activities are repetitive at times. So therefore, if it is a part of credit, this also has some limitation. Next, please, Vijay. I think this last but one slide. Why co-curricular activities are important in post-COVID-19? Because we are into COVID times going on. It is gradually going away, but I hope so surely we will be having physical classes in the month of September. So much of our time is being spent, bringing back normalcy. And I think we all are going to be normal in due course of time. And we will definitely not leave any stone unturned. During the time of pandemic also, online quizzes, online debates, online this, online games, online co-curricular activities have also been organized by many universities, Sharda and Royal and others. And therefore, activities have to be designed in such a manner that during the pandemic time also, students should have co-curricular activities. Next, please. Vijay, next. Yeah. The advantage of these activities, how they are beneficial to students, multiple online activities we have done, breaking academic monotony, success beyond the curriculum is important, time management and organizational skills we learn through these activities. Next, please. And I think pros and cons of extracurricular activities, I'll avoid this. I've already discussed with you. Good base, good jobs, self-image, foster confidence, highlights. Cons, next, Vijay. Vijay, next. Limitations, they are costly and workload, efficiency. Next, please. The last one. Vijay, last slide. Yeah, that's it. So this is the conclusion from my side. I wanted to complete in 45 minutes. So, the ultimate challenge is to maintain a healthy balance between classroom education. I cannot avoid and will not ask you to dilute classroom education because it's very important. And in NEP, we have to see this particular point, very, very, very important point. All our competitive examinations, from JEE to NEET to IAS, provincial services examination, Indian economic services, or maybe engineering services examination, all top examination of this country are based upon what we study in the classroom, what we study from the books, and many a times what we mug up and omit in the exam. Unless and until this top system is not going to modify itself, the push theory from bottom to top will not happen. That from bottom we start preparing students for holistic education, and top is only choosing the students which are part of the rote learning system. That will not happen. Therefore, it should be a pull theory. The top should change. The top examination system should change so that the student with the holistic education, multifaceted personality is selected for civil services, not a student coming from a rote learning system. So this is one of the important aspects. Till the time that doesn't change, we have to have very, very important classroom education. Co-curricular and extracurricular activities are equally important, because once you get a job, what you do next depends upon all other abilities and qualities what we earn. There is no other way to deal with this. Too much of these activities, co-curricular and extracurricular, and too little of these activities, both have a negative impact. So too much and too less, there should be a balance. And from institution to institution, it will differ. As I said, because the level of a student differ from institution to institution. If the institution is having very, very bright student, they can cope up 17 hours, they can have 8 hours of classroom and 8 hours of co-curricular. If they cannot cope up, maybe 12 hours, so 6 hours. If they cannot cope up for 8 hours, I tell you frankly, all 8 hours should be devoted to classroom activities. I'm very straight about it, because still life is very simple. Life is very simple means student has to come forward. The culture of the university, the culture of the teachers, the culture of the institution should be conducive for the weightage of co-curricular and extracurricular activity one institution should take. There cannot be one model for all the universities. There cannot be one system for all the universities. It is impossible, because the class of students, class of teachers are different at different place, and the local dynamics also play, and location of the institution is also very, very important. So this I conclude, it is very important. We have to maintain a balance, but balance has to be maintained depending upon different kind of institutions we are working. So thank you so much. I have taken 5 minutes extra. I may be excused, Pallavi. I tried to complete as quickly as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. It was a power-packed presentation. You've definitely, It was as energetic as any other co-curricular activity. So we have a question from Professor Webb who wants to ask, do you see in future that institutions would compete for achieving low fee credit ratio, as students would have options to study from anywhere while being attached to one institute as their base location?
Thank you so much for the question. Very, very good question, Pallavi. I would say that, look, as I told you, all the courses around the world, if it is on the digital platform or they are online or maybe they are in the physical format, there is a cost involved. And cost is definitely institutions want to cover from the fees they charge from the student, especially with the private sector. Public sector, subsidized education or subsidized online education, MOOCs and SWAYAM, when the masses are producing and masses are attending, definitely it is going to be cheaper day by day. Day by day cheaper in the sense because one particular course can be opted by 10,000 people and the cost is limited. So it is going to be cheaper day by day, and therefore it is going to be very, very competitive. And for all those who want to do online courses, I think in a year or two, it will be very, very cheap, maybe half of the cost any of the university is charging as of now.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, sir. Professor
and most importantly, 40% of the credits they can earn through online courses. That is another big opportunity for the students.
Yes. So they can achieve 40% either being structured by the institution or they can do on their own. They choose from the basket. So it is going to be a very, I would say, very challenging time as well as very, I would say, vibrant time.
Very exciting also, very exciting also.
Vibrant, exciting, challenging time.
Yeah.
But I'm a very, very optimistic about it. But I would say a note of caution for everyone. Note of caution is in the name of earning credits from different sources. Please do not do such things which will create a mix which nobody likes, which is not tasty at all. I mean, it has to be something relevant, something guided by yourself or the job market or by the teacher concerned or by the counselors for the students. And also maybe one or two area, you can choose anything which is extraordinary. Suppose you are doing engineering, you should be doing maybe Bharatnatyam. I don't mind. My students are doing that. We have a basket course in Bharatnatyam. We have in Kuchipudi, Kathakali. And if an engineer is having Kuchipudi, I don't mind, but not all the courses in Kuchipudi, maybe one or two courses in Kuchipudi. So this is a very, very cautious time. And I think we all will understand and learn in due course of time. Yes, Pallavi, any other question? I'm ready.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Professor Rao, would you like to?
Yeah. No, R.P. Singh sir is very energetic person. We can actually ask as many questions as possible, but time should permit us. Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, madam.
Sir, we have no more questions.
Okay,
from the
then,
audience right
yeah.
now. Thank you.
Then only one thing to supplement our S.P. Singh sir's talk is, recently I have come across one private university which has allowed the faculty to do some courses on Coursera, that platform. One of the faculty members has done 225 courses.
Oh my God.
When the institute is giving free, it does not mean it is just piece of paper. Unfortunately, people are doing that kind of things. And also, I came to know one of the resource, that 4 or 5 faculty sit together and share the answers. Because 3 times, Coursera courses we can attempt for 3 times. Suppose today, it is not possible 3 times. Then after 24 hours, you can actually go and do that. Like that, they are checking the answers, comparing the answers, and sharing the answers. Then what is the relevance of that? Is the problem. Online courses, it's okay. Those who have field experience and want to get some kind of authority, in what you call certifying, then they can claim these certifications from that kind of platforms. But a person without any work experience, without any exposure, without any field experience, what is the relevance of earning that kind of certificate? That's the problem. So that's why, NEP is also giving space to skills. That skill, not know-how, do-how is more important. Really, SP sir, you have done fantastic, because I have been observing, sir, in various platforms. He is the same kind of authority, with a lot of conviction. that's very important for everyone. And anyone who is making an open statement, like bold statement, like SP sir, that needs a lot of conviction. That I could see with SP sir. Yeah. Anything else? Now I think
Well,
Pallavi,
yeah. Rao Saab, just I will add on. I think only, and this is my passionate sentence. And I think Pallavi, Dr. Pallavi may be also teaching, and Vijay Arora ji. I think everything is possible and everything can be the best if we have only two things. One is passion for teaching. Second is ethics in teaching, and also values in teaching. I tell you honestly, I could not, this is my 5th year. A 3-year course of Anna Balai in LLM, I could not do in 3 years. This is my 5th year. I am doing it with a lot of difficulty, and I know how much it is difficult to do an online course. And if somebody is having 200 certificates, once upon a time, I remember many teachers of mine, many my colleagues, they used to have 100, research papers, 200 research papers. Oh my God, I don't know how they used to write and they used to get published before plagiarism thing. And many of the teachers I know, they have books called cut, copy, paste books, and they are available in the market and access. So nowadays, as a vice chancellor in MIT also, whenever I used to see many books published, I immediately got for the plagiarism check. As soon as I see 50 research paper, first thing I used to do was plagiarism check. And all of them have been rejected. I tell you honestly today, because it's difficult to write a book or two books or 3 books in a lifetime. How can somebody write 15, 20 books? And how can somebody write 100, 200, 300 papers in 10 years? Impossible. So this is, I think, I'm very passionate teacher. Vice chancellorship is always temporary to all of us until the time, but I want to remain professor lifelong. And I wish and request all the people who are teachers here, please take it. This is the most noble profession. And you have something in your hand nobody has. Maybe 1,000 student, 500 student life in your hand every year. And I think if you are making their life, you are not less than God. And if you are ruining their life, you may be the worst person on earth. And I always say that you will get the worst of the hell on the earth, or maybe beyond. I mean, I'm very honest. I mean, you get the best of the place in heaven if you're a good teacher, and you will get the worst of the place in the hell if you are a poor, bad teacher, unethical, immoral. So this is, we have to be very sure about. And NEP will become successful with good teachers. I'm sure about it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rao sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pallavi, madam, more to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. So thank you for such an informative presentation, and how due credits in the curriculum can be given to co-curricular and extracurricular activity, and the fine line between the two. So we definitely know that these co-curricular activities are responsible and required for the overall personality development of a student, for his problem solving, reasoning skills, critical and creative thinking skills, collaboration, communication, and for being happy. So,
Pallavi madam,
thank you.
Someone has raised his hand. Umar Ahmed.
No, sir, that's by mistake. So that's been for a very long time.
Okay, right. Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. May I request Vijay Arora sir to please propose a formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pallavi. Professor SPC, we were at the MIT campus Noida together. You were with C6, I was with C5.
Okay.
Wow. Real academics. You remember that?
Yes.
But because we were with the different Cs, so we were not that frequently meeting, but quite often we used to meet in different events. And I was also contacted for that MIT, say University Raipur, but then the best person was selected because I told that I can't move out from NCR. So, and I was wondering, while listening to you for over an hour, a scientist of geology, how he has been turned to the education
Academician.
So it was really, and that you have mentioned in one of your slides that you have done a lot of research for it, and it is justified because the way you religiously researched the difference between the curricular, co-curricular, extracurricular, the importance, the limitations, that religiously you have taken that thing. And the say, proposal that we had to have Professor S.P. Singh for this session is more than justified. And you mentioned that you are a passionate teacher. Yes, you are. And you are an excellent orator also, excellent researcher also. So thank you. I'll not be say, giving the gist of what you have to say. But Professor Rao,
Sir.
Professor S.P. Singh has converted his address of
Sir.
half an hour to a valedictory address also. That
Yes,
is
sir.
more than justified.
Wow, super.
So, because everything that the teachers are expected, what the pluses we have in NEP, that he has justified. So, thank you very much for accepting our offer and sparing time for us. I hope that in Assam, that COVID-19 has been curtailed to a reasonable level. And soon your university will also be having the offline classes. That's our best wishes. If Professor Rao permits.
Yes, yes, sir. I will do.
Shall we conclude now?
Yeah, I will do, sir.
Okay, you say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So with these words, I hand over again to Professor Rao, and thank you very much, Professor S.P. Singh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Professor Arora ji. You are like a Bhishmacharya for everyone here. Actually, we have invited around 21 vice chancellors across the country. Almost all the vice chancellors are known to our Vijay Arora sir. That's why I'm saying he is the Bhishmacharya, because we have invited 70 plus years also. The former vice chancellors from various parts of the country have been invited. Even senior most vice chancellors are also known to Professor Vijay Arora sir. That's why I'm saying that. So I'm justifying why I'm saying Arora ji as our Bhishmacharya ji. With this, I wish to propose a formal vote of thanks for all the 7 days plenary sessions held from 20th to today. I am really grateful, and I'm greatly indebted to Sri P.K. Gupta ji, Y.K. Gupta ji for allowing us this kind of prolonged and 7-day plenary sessions. And the next person in the flow is our Honorable Vice Chancellor. In fact, most of the speakers have appreciated the design of the program, and the topics are also rightly selected. Almost all the points which are mentioned in the National Education Policy have been grouped into 7 plenary sessions. Each plenary session is dedicated to a particular theme. Like that, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, it is his master brain. Just I am only the instrument in delivering and continuing this kind of activity. So we are highly grateful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sibaram Kharaji. He was very much present for the first 5 days. Later on, he became very busy with the NAC preparations, because we are going to submit our SSR sir shortly. That's why sir is busy with that. That's why we miss him today. And I'm equally grateful to Syed Hasnain sir, who has helped us in identifying some of the professors and founder vice chancellors and former vice chancellors. And we are grateful to Professor R.D. Sahai sir. We are equally grateful to senior most professors, Professors Emeritus, and other very distinguished professors of our university. And we are highly grateful to Professor Vijay Arora ji. I'm saying once again, the Bhishmacharya of this university, for helping, for supporting, and he is, sometimes like a, student. He is actually participating in the discussion and also supplementing. And that kind of support is very rarely people, give that kind of thing. And I could find that kind of support and, that what you call the confidence he's building among all of us, for these 7-day plenary sessions. Sir Vijayji, thank you so much, sir. Namaskar. And we are also grateful to the deans, directors of various institutions and service establishments and functional bodies like controller of examination, director of academic affairs, and director of press publications, and Amit, Professor Amit, he is helping us for creating the posters, etc. And we are grateful to the Teaching Learning Center, my colleagues at our center, Professor Ankur. He is Deputy Director and also Professor in Computer Science. He is helping from the day one. These plenary sessions, the planning started from the day one of the planning till the completion of the execution of the program. He is there with me, along with Mr. Tarun Juyal. And we are grateful to the Vice Chancellor's office, Mr. Karnakar. He is a multitasking personality, and every time he is there with us. And we are grateful to the Department of IQAC, Directorate of IQAC, Directorate of Research, and IQAC team members. Luckily, Dr. Pallavi is also part of IQAC. And we are, great. We are feeling really happy to have Pallavi amongst us during these days. And we are also grateful to Dr. Parul Saxena, who has helped us for the first 3 days. And we are grateful to the office of the various directorates and the various directors and their support, and other members of the faculty, and also faculty from not only Sharda, from other institutions. There are so many participants. You can see this program is not only live, it is not only live in Zoom, it is made available on YouTube. Every day it is simultaneously being telecasted or webcasted. I'm grateful to Professor Ankur for providing that kind of support to me, along with Mr. Karnakar. And we are also grateful to the speakers. All the panel speakers are from various institutions with, visionary leaders. And most importantly, we are highly grateful to Professor D. Anil Sahasrabuddheji. He has been the chief guest on the day one. In fact, ignited the NEP with a lot of inputs, and the planning stage to the implementation stage, and what are the challenges also they have mentioned. And we are also grateful to Professor Anil Sahasrabuddhe and all other speakers. Finally, I'm grateful to everyone, every participant. We are really pleased to have this kind of, intellectuals every day sharing a lot of questions and giving opportunity to discuss, learn. Sometimes we relearn, sometimes we learn. Something is happening like that. And we are also grateful to very, very senior, professionals joining from the day one. And till now, they are always with us. In fact, that is the spirit of motivation for all of us. Thank you very much. Dr. Pallavi, over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Just to conclude, thank you so much, Professor S.P. Singh, sir, for being a part of today's session and for concluding the 7-day plenary session with so much zest and zeal.
Pallavi, madam, 1 second. Professor S.P. Singh, sir, we invite you formally to visit our campus anytime you are free.
Thank you so much, Professor Rao. I will definitely. My children are still there in Noida.
Okay.
And I live in Guwahati, so I come almost every second weekend. So I'll definitely come and visit you all. And Professor Rao, I think I met you on other platform also, and
Exactly.
I'm here only because of your invitation and your very pleasant smile. Thank you so much.
No, that's what I'm giving full support here, sir. I'm grateful to the university, Sharda University, and people like here. Yeah.
Thank you,
Pallavi,
sir.
madam.
Thank you.
Pallavi, can I leave, Pallavi? Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you everyone for.
Dhanyavad ji.
Thank you. Dhanyavad sabko. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us. And
Before you conclude, let me thank Professor Rao.
Sir,
Because
Bhishma ji.
Professor Rao deserves a lot of appreciation for organizing, keeping his smile intact, since initiation to the end. and for Parul and Pallavi for nicely conducting it.
Thank you.
My deans, director colleagues, because in spite of their busy schedule, number of activities, Professor God, Professor R.C. Singh, and number of others, Professor Banerjee, they are all joining it. So this, I also appreciate that. And I can rate it that this is a grand success or grand beneficial event that we have organized on NEP. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Dhanyawad.
Thank you,
To
sir.
Pallavi, if you want to say something.
Sir, thank you so much. Thank you for all your blessings, and thank you everyone for being a part of this. So,
Right.
thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Professor
all.
Siddharth,
Thank you.
thank you very much for that.
Yes, sir. Professor Ankur.
Yes, sir. So we'll be
Ankur,
again the
you-
same
you-
procedure.
You deserve a lot of appreciation, Ankur.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Ankur, anything
Yes,
else left? Anything else left? Or
No, sir.
anyone-
I will be waiting for 2-3 minutes for the other people if anybody left for the registration. After
Ah.
that, I will wind up the meeting. And
Hmm.
regarding certificates, within a week, we will be providing it through mail. We will be keeping it in the soft copy mode.
Yeah,
Those
sure.
who have completed 75% attendance, the criteria which we have kept,
Yeah.
we will be providing it to them.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Correct. So can I leave now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now, those who have already filled the form, kindly leave the meeting so that we can understand how many
Yeah, you
people
can
are
wind up.
still left.
Correct. Correct.